Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
But every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is you like having a good time. Forget yourself now.
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
And listen between two beers.
Getting down.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
Between Two Beards is back.
Do we leave? Did we go somewhere?
I don't know. I'm just making sure I got it this time. We're back, baby.
We are. We're back for another episode, episode 216.
I think that's right, 216. I couldn't remember. It was 215 or 260.
Something like that. But we are here, and we have ourselves a giant weekend of wrestling to discuss. As there's a lot going on this weekend, Pluggo. I don't know if you heard. But there's a lot going on.
I did hear there's quite the list of things as I'm trying to promote our show here. I'm failing miserably. There's a lot. I don't know how you do it.
I mean,
I don't know how people manage it. I still haven't figured out the logistics of that. Like how you give your time and attention to all of it. But we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say hello to Mrs. Pluggo, the love of my life, the apple of my eye. How you doing, honey? We're going to say hello to the OPay three-way podcast is in the house. How are you navigating it, JPJ? Are you dual screening it? How are you rolling? Are you just going to watch something later?
Listen, my main focus on Saturday will be on All In, obviously. I will have NXT on a secondary monitor while All In is going on, but my primary focus will be All In. Most likely, I will watch NXT Sunday afternoon, probably, like before Evolution. I'll probably re-go through it with the commentary and, give it its proper due. And then Saturday night, I have a feeling All In is going to bleed into Saturday night's main event a bit.
Yeah.
But which it should. But yeah. Oh, we got our pal the Apron Bump popping in the chat saying, "Look at these handsome devils. You're a handsome devil yourself."
I was gonna say, takes one to know one, friend.
You know. But my focus.
We love chopping it up over there at the Apron Bump.
Yeah.
Talk about the multiple professional wrestling.
That was a good time.
So All In starts at 3. Saturday night's main event starts at 8, so we'll be 5 hours deep into All In at that point.
Yeah.
So main event probably going to happen during the beginning of Saturday's main event. So hey, It is what it is. We do have the wonderful Stephanie Hypes joining us at 9:00.
Yeah.
Riccacino had to bow out on no hard feelings there. He really that live collision tonight threw
it's on right now.
him for a loop because he covers that. So he thought it was Saturday, but hey, that's okay.
Yep.
Scott's in the house. Sullivan's in the house. Man, we're rocking and rolling today.
Yeah, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. It's a big weekend of wrestling, regardless of the outside stuff and the counter programming. It looks like we're gonna have a fun. Yeah, like the counter programming and like that stuff, which is annoying. We're gonna have a good weekend of wrestling. All in
the chat.
Yeah.
Let us know what your match you're looking forward to on all the cards. What show you think is going to be the best. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends because we're close to 5,000 subscribers, JPJ.
We are.
We're going to have – I want to have that 5,000 subscriber celebration if we get it.
That would be fun if we could have the celebration on this television show. That's what I call it, a TV show. But yeah, if we could have the celebration on this show, that would be ideal.
That would be nice. That'd be great.
Tell your friends, get them in here, get them following, get them liking, get them subscribing.
Smash tweet it, retweet it, tell everybody. Come on by. There's so much wrestling. We need your help today. Make sure we don't forget it all.
I know. Ope says they're looking forward to the Casino Gauntlet. We get 2 of them this year. We're spoiled. We get 2 of them.
Who's your surprise entrance? Jack Perry?
No, I think we see Jack Perry and
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker is one I think could show up on the women's side, yes. I think Dakota Kai potentially as well.
Ooh.
On the women's side. On the men's side, I don't know if we'll see a debut. I would love to see I think Adam Copeland has a chance to return during that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Eddie Kingston or Darby, if any of them if they are healthy and or around to do so, would be nice.
Again, has anybody seen Darby Allin walking around the streets anywhere? I haven't seen a single. Is he still on the mountain? I don't know.
No, he's down. He's down. Yes.
Are you sure? I haven't seen a picture of him.
Yeah, I think that's
skateboarding.
Yeah, because we're gonna see him on Saturday. I think we potentially see both of those guys, but maybe not in the Gauntlet. Maybe in the Avengers Assemble WrestleMania Night 2 AEW version that will be this main event when we see everybody. I think there's a chance we see Bryan Danielson as well come out. I think that is going to be a spectacle, that main event on Saturday. Yes. But yeah, I mean, All In is going to be spectacular. I think Evolution, despite the build for most of the stuff, I think Evolution is going to be a very solid show.
According to Google, so I Googled this in their AI engine. I Googled, is Darby Allin off the mountain?
Yeah.
And AI Google says, yes, Darby Allin is back from his Mount Everest climb. He reached the summit in May and has since returned to the United States. He's already been seen back in action performing stunts and engaging with fans. I haven't seen one Darby Allin stunt. So
there you go.
Don't know where those stunts are being performed, but they're not being performed in my FYP.
Yeah.
But hey, he's back, so maybe he will be back. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. And Ope, congratulations on the 1 year of podcasting for you, gents. Congrats on that, and thank you for the kind words. And yeah, we're down to party whenever, man. Beards we like to party over here at the Beards. We like
to rock all night and part of every day.
Wait,
part like for My Love You Man when he's like,
yeah,
I like to rock all night and part of every day. No, that's Role Models. It's party every day. No, I like to just party part of every day.
Yeah,
so that I have time for sleep.
He's
been doing jumps in his house with dirt bikes. All right, he's back.
Yeah, there you go. So Scott's seen the footage.
Maybe I'm on a different side of the TikTok world or whatever, or the real. I don't know. Maybe I'm on a different area. I don't know. My algorithm's right now talking about antipasto salads.
Yeah, I saw that. I love a good antipasto salad.
Yeah, some lady just showed up to the party with an antipasto salad, and they got really shitty with her. So I don't know. The internet's a wild place, but so on the women's side, you think it's gonna be Dakota Kai. Men's side, you're thinking Cope, maybe Darby. Interesting. For
Um,
Baker, I don't know. We'll see. I wonder how long these are going to last because traditionally Casino Gauntlet. I don't know why they're doing the Gauntlet style. I kind of miss the Battle Royal.
I like the Casino Gauntlet match. I think they've turned that into like a nice little.
I like it, but I prefer the Battle Royal style. I don't trust when Pluggo goes on the internet. Why, Ryan?
I mean,
what have I done that's not trustworthy on the internet?
hopefully nothing. Hopefully you're all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
What
please
about
continue.
What about for like a debut of sorts? And credit to Jose on the air. He brought this up to me. What about like a Bishop Dyer, Baron Corbin, kind of showing up in the
that'd
be cool.
It'd be dope, but selfishly, I don't think we want that.
Why?
Because then he'd probably be signed.
Yeah, I guess.
And then our buddy wouldn't come visit us.
That's fair.
Like
That's fair.
You know. But that would be cool. He's one half your MLW Tag Champs right now.
Yes. Is MLW contracts, are they strictly work at MLW or do they get to do other things?
They could do other things. I'm not quite sure. I know MJF, when he was there, was able to do AEW because the language in that contract, AEW wasn't a thing. So it might have changed since. I don't know. I'm not a contract expert on that end, but I know that they can do like indie stuff with approval, of course, kind of like AEW, but I don't know if they can do AEW and MLW. But we've seen MJF show up in MLW, so maybe there's some kind of partnership going on there. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe I'm just trying to think of like maybe like for debuts and things like that. But yeah, I think we're gonna get some surprises. But all right, so all right. Let's stick with the men because that's who we're talking about right now. We only know 6 people that are gonna be in the men. Like we know Mark Briscoe's coming out number 1. We know MJF's coming out number 2. Mm-hmm. We know Bandito's in the match. We know Brody King's in the match. We know Mystico's in the match, and we know Ricochet's in the match.
Was Big Boom AJ in the match?
No,
he's doing something
he's
different.
Doing something with the Callis family. I saw on the social webs.
Okay, because I admittedly didn't watch yesterday because of baseball restrictions and other things. So listen, I got to do what I got to do. And let's just say my night didn't go as planned. Because I was home in time to watch, but let's just say things did not go as planned over here at Casa del Pluggo. But I did see that Big Boom AJ and Big Justice were making some things happen on the social, so I was wondering where they were going to end up in this whole deal. The Callis family, huh?
That's what they said. That's what he said.
Could you imagine Josh Alexander squaring up with Big Justice? Josh Alexander would be just destroyed.
Yeah. If Josh Alexander's the one and he ends up losing to Big Boom
AJ,
I am really gonna question why he signed that contract.
Listen, if Big Boom AJ, as much as we enjoy that over here on this side of the screen, beats the walking weapon that is Josh Alexander in any sort of fashion.
I mean, he loses to everybody else. Might as well.
Yeah, isn't that something? Like, you sign the guy, you know how talented he is, and then he's just kind of become the fall guy in the Callis family thing, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
It was weird to me that they even put him in the Callis family, to be honest with you. Like, I guess it made a little bit of sense, but then it's like, and now he just loses all the time.
Yeah.
And now he's mixing it up with some TikTokers, as the kids say.
Wait, what?
He's mixing it. He might be mixing it up with some TikTok stars. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he's probably getting paid handsomely, and he's probably completely fine with it. So,
you think so?
I mean, listen. Money can change an. Listen, I can take a lot of L's if I'm getting paid the right amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't even get paid that much at the shoot job, and I take L's. You know what I mean? Like if I'm making Josh Alexander money, you can have anybody pin me. You can have the Antipasto salad lady pin me if you want. You can have.
Is she bringing the salad?
If she's bringing the salad, she could pin me. You know what I mean? If the Riz man, he could pin me for the price tag. But you know, at the end of the day, I get to go. I get to feed my family. What other TikTok stars? You know?
I mean, yeah.
You know the unforgivable guy back in the day when he was like chicken sandwich and some waffle fries.
That guy, that is one of the all-time great videos.
That's what I'm saying. He could pin me if I'm Josh Alexander, if I'm getting AEW money. I don't think he cares that much.
I would.
You would?
Yeah, I want to win. I want championships as well as money.
But you're making $20 million, and you're just like, I'd rather win championships than make that 20 mil.
Yeah, I'd rather have both. I'd rather you pay me the amount of money and then treat me like you pay me that money. That's what I would rather.
I mean, Big Boom AJ and Big Justice are like famous beyond. They're the most famous people in AEW.
Well, that might be from a follower standpoint. That might factually be correct. However, sorry. No, I don't want to be. I'll do a lot of things. I mean, obviously, I'm a company guy. I'll do what you need me to do. Okay. But I'm going to let you know that I think it's stupid. So. But
then he's going to hand you that bonus check.
Yeah, but I'm getting no. You're not going to give me a bonus check. You're going to give me the check that I know what I make. I signed the contract.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
But treat me with respect. You know.
I get it. Wrestlers are artists. I understand it's an artistic medium, so there is probably that mindset of like, man, I'd really like to win some of these matches. But at the end of the day, I look at that check and I go, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm Juan Soto, baby. I still want that $100K to be an all-star, even though I got $765 million.
Well, yeah, but that's because he's, you pay him. Well, he's having not the best year, but he's
still an all-star.
Yeah,
he should have been.
There is a certain section of the All-Star game that is still a popularity contest. So, and that is, I understand he has 22, 23 homers, whatever it is. Good. The dude's batting like 257. All right, you're not an all. But
listen, he's better than whoever the Colorado Rockies representative is.
Okay, that's
so that needs to change.
But I guarantee you, statistically, there are other right fielders who didn't make it in the National League that are having a better year than Juan Soto. It is what it is. Yeah. That's coming up. See, that's also so Atlanta, Georgia.
It's just the hub this weekend.
Where WWE decided to have all this fun stuff that they're doing. They're doing Saturday Night's Main Event. They're doing NXT. They're doing Evolution in Atlanta, Georgia. This Evolution is obviously
and Beyonce concert.
Well, I was just
down
gonna
there
say
as well.
that's where I was going. Evolution is starting the exact same time across the street from a Beyonce concert. Earlier in the afternoon, they're doing the Futures game for the MLB All-Star game because that's in Atlanta. The Home Run Derby and the All-Star game are in Atlanta. There's so much stuff going on in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, man, can you pick a more crowded city to do your stuff in? It's crazy. It's going to be a nightmare getting through that city this weekend.
Yeah,
an absolute nightmare.
I'd avoid Atlanta at all costs.
Oh, Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher are having a stare-off right now. Because they're fighting for the North American Championship.
Well, it's not the North American Championship because it's the TNT Championship.
Oh, that's what it is.
But I mean,
the hell we just mentioned.
Hey, listen, there's so much wrestling going on; it all blends into one thing. It's not. It's the Fletchlight section is often popping. The Proto Star. I think he gets it done. I think he beats Adam Cole. Because I think it's time for Fletch to get some gold.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Fletcher is going to win that match. I think that's one of the easiest. I didn't have a hot take on Beyonce.
He had a hot take. I didn't hear that. I was working. What was your hot take or not hot take?
Listen, I just said, listen, this is with the grain of salt because I don't listen to her type of music. I just think from a musical standpoint, she's not as good as she's treated. That's all.
Oh,
That's all.
That is kind of hot takey.
Yeah,
That's hot. That's hot take of Jace. That's warming up the stove. That's preheating the oven.
Yeah,
Take.
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at there. So I also think she's at a stature that even if she comes out with something that is subpar, nobody will admit that it is. You know what I mean? Like her fans will say it's the greatest thing that ever happened, no matter what. She's at that level to me. So
yeah,
you know, I just think there's a certain level of stardom that you reach, especially in music, that you don't really, once you're there, and everything you make is the greatest thing that was ever made until the next time you make something. And I think she's at that level, no matter what.
What's the best Beyonce song of all time?
I mean, Crazy in Love. Come on. What are we talking about?
Single Ladies?
Those are the two. Those are the two best. No question.
Okay.
I like her. I like the Destiny's Child stuff, though. I was a fan of Destiny's Child.
Say my name. Say my name.
So many bangers.
I'll carry you.
Survivor. Oh,
yeah.
Tremendous.
There you go. Okay.
You go early on. You want some Bills, girl. So good.
There you go. Okay.
So good. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Destiny's Child.
I see you.
Yeah. You know,
her song "Girl Slaps." Love on Top is my personal favorite because, and she'll probably kill me for saying this, but Mrs. Pluggo one time went to this wedding, a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And let's just say she was enjoying herself.
Had a few libations.
A few libations, as Mr. Cody Rhodes would say.
Yeah.
And this song came on, and she drunkenly serenaded me to this in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there because I wasn't drinking at this time, and I was just like, okay, right on. It was like, you gotta get out there. She's calling for you. She was vibing. She was vibing. But that's
we love it.
That's why we love Mrs. Pluggo.
Yeah, we love a good time. I love a good wedding.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of a good wedding. All right. So you think Kyle Fletcher is leaving All In as the TNT champion?
Yeah,
that is what you're telling me.
That's what I want. I mean, that's a match. I don't think if like Adam Cole left it, I'd be like, son of a bitch. But I just feel like we keep putting Kyle Fletcher into these like spots, and they keep investing into him like being the next guy. Here you go. Here's an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
And get the TNT championship. You know, because you could have the Paragon go for trios. You could have Adam Cole move to a different, to the it'll be unified now.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have him good into that mix if you wanted to. He's got a name value, and I just think it's time. I think it's time for the Fletchlights, baby. Could be wrong. You don't like that?
No. I mean, I get it. I get why it's a.
Why don't you like it?
I don't know. I think it's a little. I think it's a little too much on the too much on the nose, as they say.
The nose of what? I don't. His last is Fletchlights. I don't understand what you're referring to.
You know what I'm referring. You stop it.
No, I don't. Please explain.
You stop it.
There, you got to explain it to the audience members who may not know.
I don't.
In the chat, do you? Guys...
No, I don't, because everybody in the chat knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about, and I don't need to explain it to anybody. It's repulsive. Anyway, it's probably a good time, but who knows? So
right, who knows?
I don't know. No, listen, I will be Scouts honor. Scouts honor, never have. It's probably a wonderful experience.
I honestly, I believe you because I wouldn't even know like that. This feels like an expense that I don't need. I have a perfectly good system set up for that kind of stuff. As it is.
It's fine. What I got going on is fun. But it's fun. So
look, see right here. Oh man, I don't. Please explain, JPJ. You got to do it for the fans. By the way, if you super chat things, JPJ has to read them on air. Just remember
that is not true.
If you would like to get your question about Fletchlights answered by the one and only JPJ, feel free to super chat us here at Between Two Beards and help out your favorite content creators.
I would.
What's up, Maria?
I would say if you guys go on Google and you type in Fletchlight, just see what shows up.
Does it? Will it? I'm gonna do it. Will it auto to? Did you
I
all
almost,
right, let's find out.
I would almost be positive that at least no. How many things do you have to scroll down before you get to what?
All right,
four,
I just
four or
Googled,
five.
I just Googled Fletchlight.
Yeah.
For some reason, my phone is acting super slow today.
Yeah, because it's like, why did he type in Fletchlight
Yeah.
and not what most people type in?
It shows keychain flashlights as the first thing.
Oh, flashlights could be an issue. Yeah.
And then it goes, raise your hand if you're a Fleshlight Reddit post. Fletch.
There we go.
Light My Fire is a song, apparently.
All right. You don't need to be reading these.
It does not get to the thing that I think you're insinuating it would get to. You can get a long Fletch Feather Camo. You can get a long sleeve t-shirt from Fletch Feather Camo, according to mine.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
it
right.
doesn't do
Great.
what you think it's going to do. What's up,
Well,
Maria?
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
The third thing for me was Kyle Fletcher. They see.
There you go. Third thing.
I'm surprised that that's not something that you vibe with more.
That?
I'm gonna be honest. I felt like Fletchlight section would be.
It's funny.
Would be in your bag for some
It's
reason.
It's funny. It's funny. I get it. It's funny. Yeah.
As he says with a straight disappointed, it's funny.
What do you want me to say? I don't know. I think he could do better. I personally, like, and I understand that's what they're calling the fans, right? The fans.
Yeah, the fans of the Fletcher. Yeah, the fans of Kyle Fletcher are the Fletchlights.
Yeah, see, that's fine. That's fine.
He's not doing it. It's not his gimmick. Fernando's in the house.
Do you remember when back in the day when Test called his fans the testicles?
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably thought that was hilarious.
I absolutely did. And I will say this. I went to Monday Night Raw in Boston one time and I brought a sign that said, I am a testicle. And security took it from me. And I was trying to reason with security going, no. This is part of the show. Like, I understand, but this is part of the show. This is not me being a dick.
Yeah, it's not
like, this is part of the show.
You just cost me an opportunity to be on Raw.
I bought this poster board at CVS for $3.99, you asshole.
Yeah, dude, you see how much effort
I'm like fucking 19. Like, fucking give me a break. All right. I don't have money. The hell. So I'm just like, all right. So he takes it from me. And then no more than an hour later, Test is in the ring cutting a promo. And he says, I got any testicles in the house tonight? And I looked right to security guard and I just put my arms up like, the fuck?
Yeah, I need that. Go get my sign.
Go get my sign, asshole. I'd be on TV. Son of a bitch.
Anyway. Oh, that's awesome. That's always fun. When
21 years ago, and I still remember it.
It's always fun when security guards don't understand.
I'm like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Piss me off.
Anyway,
R.I.P. Test.
We spent too much time on Fletchlights.
Yeah, you know.
But maybe not enough time because there's still fans that don't quite understand the.
They can. I'm sure they can find it out for themselves. I'm sure. Well, we mentioned the gauntlets, but who do you think? I know we don't know a ton of our participants in either, but who do you think's winning them?
That's tough for me to say. So they get a championship match. They get a world title match. The winners. Yes. I don't know. The gauntlets are always crazy because Tony Khan either does like it makes sense and then we're going to build a story, or he'll give us like some random one-off. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh, that's a cool Wednesday Night Dynamite match. I don't know who's in it, so I don't really know who to predict, but. Who's in the men's again? That's
Mark Briscoe and MJF are 1 and 2.
That's right.
Then it's Bandito, Brody King, Mystico, and Ricochet.
It'd be a great way to give it to Ricochet if you wanted to finally pull the trigger there. But Brody King, give it to our dude, Brody King, please.
God, I wish.
Like, listen, Tony Khan, it's a gauntlet match. He just give it to the man. He's killing it. He needs it. Let's go.
I wish. I've seen a lot of people these last few days start to sway over and pick Ricochet.
Yeah,
he's kind of become a sexy pick. I feel like.
I mean, MJF bringing the gold. Trying to bring the gold to the Hurt Syndicate's a fun story.
To me, it's MJF. I mean, I feel like it is MJF that's going to win.
Yeah.
But I would like a curveball. I think Ricochet would be a nice little curveball. I think Brody King would. I think somebody that's returning or somebody that maybe debuts that we're not thinking about, something like that, maybe something cool like that. But I don't know. Well, obviously we'll talk about the main event when we get there, but MJF has crossed paths with particularly one of the two individuals.
Both of them, really.
Both of them he's had things to say about. So I think it would make sense for MJF to kind of be the next challenger for whoever is leaving. All in as the champ, right? I think MJF.
Well, then MJF and Hangman then.
That makes sense, doesn't it? They already had a little bit of a mini feud earlier this year.
Ricochet and Hangman sounds like a good time too.
Yeah, it does. But there you go. So
I think Jay White, Eddie Kingston, Keith Lee, and Adam Cope return to the Gauntlet. Fernando's going big.
I feel like that's a bit too large. I could see.
Why not though, right? That'd be crazy. It would be huge.
It would be, yeah. And then which one of those four guys is returning and winning? Because if none of them do, what the hell was the reason for them to come back?
Well, at least we know they're back.
Okay.
They got
that's how you're going to use you don't want to use Eddie Kingston's return to go after Moxley in the main event? You'd want to use it in a gauntlet match he's going to lose, who nobody will give a shit about in a week?
It would be the first time it's happened.
You get a Adam Copeland, I agree. I think Jay White would be a good one. Keith Lee would be I feel like Jay White, to me, anybody that the Death Riders have messed with, I feel like if they're coming back in the main event.
So all of them except Keith Lee?
Well, Adam Copeland,
Fernando mentioned.
I think Adam Copeland would be more. FTR is going to be in his sights upon return, not the Death Riders. So I feel like he would be exempt from that list, even though he is on that list. I feel like he would be exempt because I feel like he's going strictly for FTR.
Okay,
I would think.
Yeah, I would. Maybe they'll announce some more competitors on Collision tonight for the Gauntlet match. Potentially, I know that's a big TK move there, but you also can't announce, 57 competitors for a Gauntlet match that could end after the first two.
Yeah,
you kind of have to taper your expectations there. That's always been my pet peeve with those. Is I would like you to just give me a shot at the back with 10 guys just itching to get in there because they know it could end at any minute, just to give you the illusion that there's 25 people or whatever. But hey. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah. All right. So we have on All In here that we have. All right. Let's go to a tag team match. Let's go to Swerve and Ospreay versus the Bucks, man. If Swerve and Ospreay win, the Bucks are no longer EVPs. If the Bucks win, Swerve and Ospreay cannot challenge for the AEW World Title for a calendar year.
What's more likely to happen?
Now that they made that second one with the Bucks winning is more likely to happen.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird throw in there to kind of, because I think they panicked when they were like, the EVP ship's on the line. We got to do something to make it equal. So I got the Bucks winning.
Yeah, me too.
I got the Bucks winning because you don't even have to challenge for said AEW World Championship anymore. You can go after the unified one, and plus a pissed off Swerve Strickland at Ospreay for making the stipulation could be a fun thing to take you through a few more months.
Yep, they could definitely end up feuding through that for sure, because Swerve was not thrilled when Will came up with this idea. Could see that happening. Could also see, and to me, right, they've already announced that All In is going back to London next year. It's going back to August next year.
Sure.
That tells me that will be over a calendar year, so you can kind of rebuild Ospreay's journey to winning the world title for the first time at All In London next year, because it'll be right after the year expires. Plus, I think it adds more intrigue to the main event that we'll see later on in this show that we'll talk about when we get there. But I agree. I think when the Bucks first agreed, and it was just for the EVPs, I was like, oh, no doubt Swerve and Ospreay will win it. No doubt.
Yeah.
And then they made this last week, and I was like, oh, no doubt Young Bucks will win it. No doubt. Just completely switch for
Well,
me.
that and AEW likes to, they'll give wrestlers some time off, and Ospreay will he's been working like a crazy person since he signed there. They were like, yeah, take a month off or something. That year goes quick, and like there's other things for them to do in that interim, like I said, because if they lose, you would imagine we'd get Swerve and Ospreay in some type of program because Swerve would be pissed, so that would take some month. The next pay-per-view. Maybe you do All Out and then you keep it going there. There's a lot we could do here. I mean, again, I don't think it's a crazy far-fetched thing that the Young Bucks lose either. And
I agree.
They're no longer EVPs in storyline, but they're still going to be EVPs company-wide. So, like I said, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm leaning towards the Bucks though, because I think there's more to be had with that. Jack Perry helps the Bucks, Maria says.
Well, yeah, we talked about that on Firmly this morning. That's what I said. I said somebody's going to come out and help the Bucks win. It's going to be Jack Perry.
On your preview Palooza?
Yeah.
We dubbed this show?
No, what? I didn't. Wait, is that what we put in the title? I didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't want to have to. I didn't. That was in the graphic that we sent out all week.
Yeah, whatever.
You stole my name, Firmly. I got beef.
Well, Drew's not here. Yell at him. He does all that stuff. I don't do that.
Me and Drew. Put your EVP ship on the line, Drew.
Ooh, I like it. Fight for me. Can I be in a shark cage?
JPJ on a pole match, baby.
Can I be in a shark cage above the ring? As long as I have snacks, I'll be all right.
Yeah. Damn you, Firmly. Are you afraid of heights like that?
No.
Okay. Then yeah.
I'm more afraid of boredom up there. More afraid of boredom. I got to be like, great. How long is it going to take for these two fucks to finish this? That's what I'll say.
We're gonna go 60 minutes, dude.
I'm fucking going Broadway up here. I'm just like, are you shitting me?
We're gonna go Broadway, then we're gonna then the crowd's gonna be going 5 more minutes, 5 more. And you're gonna be like, shut up.
I'm gonna be like, Christ, get me down, will you? Shit. That's what I would say. But yeah. All right.
Jack Perry coming back in this spot would be nice. All In's kind of his thing now.
Listen, where the hell's he been? He's doing woodworking stuff. I'm seeing it's been forever.
Woodworking stuff.
Yeah, have you seen his Instagram? He does like woodworking and shit. He's fucking doing woodworking.
He's like
Ron Swanson
in that movie Pop Stars. Like, this is my Poppy Award that I didn't win.
Yeah,
this is my woodworking. This is called Government in Crisis.
Yeah, I respect it.
Get back to wrestling, bruh.
Man. All these
listen, woodworking's cool and all, but get back to wrestling.
I can see Jay. Yeah.
I don't understand how the time off. I don't get it. AEW, it's weird how they because he was hot. He was like after the CM Punk stuff, he was on a roll, and he was really starting to sink his teeth into this character thing, and then he loses that TNT championship. We ain't seen him since.
Yep. Oh, I don't know. All right, 3-way match. AEW Tag Team Championships on the line. The Hurt Syndicate, who we saw get their brakes beat off last night. Holy crap. That was the first time that they have looked like that. They got their asses kicked last night and laid out. They're going up against Jet Speed and the Patriarchy, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Last night, Jet Speed pulled a 1-up on the Hurt Syndicate. They stole the titles. Mm-hmm. And then when the Hurt Syndicate came out to help MJF beat up Mark Briscoe, they attacked the Hurt Syndicate from behind with said belts. They started laying them out, and then we saw the Patriarchy show up, and the Patriarchy actually sided with Jet Speed for this segment, and they all beat the crap out of the Hurt Syndicate. They laid out MVP, they laid out Shelton Benjamin, and Christian Cage and Nick Wayne gave not 1, not 2, but 3 concertos to Bobby Lashley's knee. It was a beatdown of the Hurt Syndicate. And I liked it. And I'm going to tell you, I was pretty confident that the Hurt Syndicate were just going to easily retain these titles. But now with the last 2 weeks and how they've kind of booked Jet Speed, and even with that segment I don't think I'm as confident about the Hurt Syndicate leaving as champs.
Yeah.
I think Jet Speed has a legitimate chance.
I like me some Jet Speed.
I do too. I do too.
Patriarchy thing, adding them into the mix makes a little sense. Adding them into the mix makes me think
They're getting beat, right?
That it makes me feel like Jet Speed might steal this one, right?
Yes.
It was we were leaning heavily towards Jet Speed and the Hurt Syndicate for most of this, and then the Patriarchy kind of got added in here at the end. So I'm leaning Jet Speed, but man, if we were doing confidence points like those bums picking out podcasts, I'd be like 1.
Yeah, I would not.
Because I don't like to bet against the Hurt Syndicate. But if I was gonna pick somebody non-Hurt Syndicate, it's Jet Speed.
Yeah.
And I saw some post from you yesterday that even Speedball McBailey was in shoes.
He was wearing shoes in that segment. That's how serious he was.
I mean, hey.
That's how serious he was. He was wearing shoes.
If he's putting shoes on, then you know it's about to go down.
Yeah, 100%. He was like, I'm adding more weight to my kicks with these shoes. They're gonna hurt more. That's what he said.
Amen to that.
Yeah. All right. Winner take all, Pluggo. Continental champion Okada. International champion Omega. The winner will be the inaugural AEW Unified Champion. The 5th match in the set with these gentlemen. The first in AEW. 7 years since the last time they fought, in 4 of the best matches, 3 in particular, but all 4 of those matches are quite incredible. I am excited about this. I saw our boy Tanner say that he's almost nervous with how excited he is for this. I fully agree. I have such high expectations for this match, and I am so excited for this match that I'm almost nervous that I'm as this excited. They're both still great pro wrestlers, but they're not the same pro wrestlers they were 7, 8, 9 years ago when they were having these matches. But I have the expectation of this match to be equal to those. And it makes me nervous.
Can you believe that there are dorks on the internet that are like, this is going this again? This again. Oh,
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, yes, this again should be a good thing. Because this is the type of...
Were you saying the same thing when John Cena fought Randy Orton 2 months ago? Or when he fought CM Punk a week and a half ago? Which I both enjoyed those. Were you saying that then when they fought each other for the 9th and 10th time? This again? Nerds.
Like, I can understand if you're like, oh, they're doing like, no disrespect, but like, they're doing like a Tozawa versus Gunther again or something. Like, oh, we're gonna, like, okay.
Yeah.
But this is awesome. This is epic. It's gonna rule. I don't know which way to go. I don't know. I think it makes a ton of sense for it to be Omega. He's an EVP. It's his company. It's a new belt, blah, blah, blah. But it is Okada, and Okada has been putting in the work and has deserves to have the new belt and be the one to hold it first. Oh,
I pick Kenny.
Yeah.
I just, to me, I 100% agree with you. I think I could go either way. My confidence points would not be high on this one either.
Yeah.
I just feel like Kenny just kind of really came back not too long ago. He's been the international champion, but he hasn't done a ton win it. We knew him winning it was just to get to this match.
Yeah.
I think it's Kenny. I think they're going to have Kenny do it. And because I think they're going to treat the Unified Championship like a legitimate 1A world title. Like, I think it's going to be AEW world title, like it's going to be
that's
not, and I think Kenny's going to be the guy.
You wouldn't fuse them together if you were just going to make it a mid-card thing.
Yeah. And then I think it's going to, I think Kenny's going to win this one.
That's fair. I don't think you're wrong. I'm going to take Okada just to be different from you, so we have a little bit of a, talking point next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
I think we're gonna be different on the next one too.
But I think at the end of the day, I think this match, I think who said it in the chat, said it's gonna steal the show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked. It was Fernando. I wouldn't be shocked if we walked out of this thing going, those two still got it. It's still got the chemistry from the first 4. So.
Oh yeah. I think I think it'll be hard pressed to find a better match for the whole weekend than what this should be if they do what what I think they can do. I think it's going to be. I'm very excited for it. I'm also excited for the singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. It is timeless. Toni Storm defending against the 6th belt, but the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné. Last night, I thought that they had a good opening segment that was a promo. I thought Toni Storm was very good. I thought Mercedes was pretty decent in this. She flubbed the line at the end, though, when she said Sunday instead of Saturday. And she fixed it real quickly, and the crowd let her have it for a little bit. But it is what it is. People hate Mercedes. I get it.
What did Toni Storm call her faker than or like not as authentic as a spray tan in the rain?
Yeah, she said that, and she said something along the lines of like, the only thing spectacular about you is your entrance, or the only, and then she was like, she said some good digs at first. There was a line that Toni had in it, and I mentioned it earlier today, but there was a line that Toni had that I really liked where she looked at Mercedes and she said, this whole time you've been talking to me, you talk of me like I'm the underdog. And she was like, she's like, I am the champion. I've been a 4-time champion. And you just talk to me like I'm the underdog in this situation. And I think that, and I was just like, oh yeah. I do feel like Mercedes has taken her lightly. And I get it. It's Mercedes' character. She's very confident. She's very cocky. That's who she is. She thinks she's going to beat everybody. And let's face it, she has. She has beat everybody.
Yeah. And this is this is her first crack. This is her first crack at the World Women's Championship too. And she's never lost the championship opportunity so far. So of course she's extra cocky.
And Ryan said the other great line. She said, only 2 things come from Texas, and I am one of them. And if she's from Australia. So if you get the gist on that,
it makes sense. It all makes sense. Yes. Toni Storm lore. It all makes sense.
We talked about it a little bit last week. I think overall for me, the build to this match has been a little bit of lackluster. But it doesn't take away from how great I expect this match to be. I think this match will be one of the better women's matches that we've seen ever, maybe, but definitely of the year. It will be a match of the year candidate. And I know that you're going to pick the person who probably will win, even though she is my Bostonian friend.
So you don't know what I'm picking.
Oh, all right. I'm picking Toni Storm.
Oh, okay.
I'm picking Toni Storm.
I
think that this is a way to start Mercedes' downward spiral to losing all those belts.
Do you believe Tony Khan when he said she doesn't have creative control?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because I know that's a big sticking point.
I have no reason to. Bailey is the best horsewoman, Fernando, but Mercedes is up there for sure. But Bailey is the best. But it's your opinion. It's subjective. But Bailey's my goat. I will fight that Bailey is. But I think Tony's retaining. I do. I think there's a cool story that you can tell where Mercedes, she keeps on pointing at that title. And I know you said you missed it last night. She was pointing at the title and she was saying, that's my legacy. That is my legacy. And I also think that the way that this feud is gone, I feel like Mercedes' vision of what Toni Storm is the Toni Storm she knew at the old place. And I feel like Toni Storm saying things, and she said this line in her promo last night. She said, you and I have taken similar paths, but this is where I found myself. And this is where I became who I am. And I think Mercedes hasn't put that together in her own head yet, that this is not the Toni Storm that she knew somewhere else. This is a different, version of Toni Storm, and she's taken her lightly. And I think going into the biggest match where Mercedes is going for the big title, she loses and she starts to crumble and she loses all these titles and she gets vulnerable. And I think there's a way that you then rebuild her to actually get to the title where she's like an overwhelming babyface by the time she wins the title actually for the first time, like on the comeback. And I think that this could be the start of that if they went that way. However, I'm a sucker for stories. They're just going to probably fucking give it to Mercedes because they don't care. So.
Because you know what's better than 6 belts, Monet? 7 belts, Monet, baby.
Yeah. Great.
So,
Great. Just more reason for not every title in the women's division on AEW to be defended on shows. Love it.
listen, I've said that there needs to be some caveat or some way that they figure out how to get the TBS title off of Mercedes.
Yeah, they could have last week.
Maybe they give it. Maybe they make her relinquish it. I don't know. She's not. I don't know. I don't know what they do, but there is just something to be said about her holding that championship up at All In Texas, because she's been there for all the promos, all the work on leg work, and all the she was at the initial press conference. But I don't think Timeless Tony Storm's the wrong choice either. But I got this feeling. I think it's going to be Mercedes, and I think we're all just the internet's going to lose their freaking minds.
Well, for the record, I just want to put it. I'm not going to lose my mind. I am perfectly okay with either. These are two of the best. These are two of the best. All right. I am not upset if Mercedes wins at all. At all. I just think, and again, I'm also of the nature of Mercedes doesn't need to be this undefeated. I don't care about her being a belt collector. That's fine. But she doesn't need to be this person that never loses matches and never gets like that. She doesn't need that. And at some point, you got to break that shit. And it's just,
I mean, Goldberg, we'll talk about him later. He won like 350 matches in a row, dude.
It's a different scenario than what we're talking about.
I don't know. He was the United States champion and world title at the same time. Why is it different? Why is it different?
Do you know that company's no longer around, right?
Yeah.
I'm
aware.
I was just checking.
I'm aware.
I was just checking. That no longer existed. I wonder why.
Because of Bill Goldberg, he was the reason.
I do think that, listen, as great as a moment it was on Monday Nitro, the fact that they gave away Goldberg beating Hogan for free was the dumb. Just to get a fucking rating on a Monday night, you did that when you could have sold 1 million pay-per-views for people to see that? You fucking idiot.
Sure.
Anyway, I digress.
Is there anybody out there that's gonna? I mean, Mina will probably be involved. Is there anybody coming to the aid of Mercedes?
No.
Because Mina will come to the aid of Tony Storm.
I don't think so. Has Mercedes made any friends here?
That's what I'm wondering. Has she made any friends? I know she was. She's got anybody in her back pocket? Is Camille coming back?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even out of sight, out of mind to me. Well, what about? Oh, I think he's filming something, so I don't know if he's available. What about a returning Wardlow in the battle row, the gauntlet?
He's doing the gladiator thing right now, right? So I don't know. That'd be cool.
Damn. Where the hell's Wardlow, man? Anyway,
he can't take the night off from Gladiator. He probably can't wrestle during that due to the fact that if he were to get hurt wrestling, that would put a hamper on. It's kind of like how Cena said, it's not as easy as like if he gets hurt filming a movie or a TV show, the whole production halts because he's the one of the focal points. Now, granted, I don't know how big of a role Wardlow has in American Gladiators, but I'm sure if he were to get hurt wrestling, it would halt production or change a bunch of plans for the show. So
yeah, that's
he
fair.
probably can't. But I don't know. I don't know if that's still filming or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think Mercedes has any friends, man. So unless they were to align her with somebody new.
Well, maybe she makes one.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. Again, I can easily see Mercedes winning this match, but part of me just thinks that Tony's going to retain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that's a bad idea. But
you're picking Mercedes, though.
I am picking Mercedes, though.
Yeah. All right, then we get to the main event.
We can't all pick the same thing. That's boring.
For all the marbles, man. It's Jon Moxley defending the AEW World Championship against Hangman Adam Page. Texas Death. Hangman's specialty. Hangman's match. Texas Death against probably one of the baddest motherfuckers in all the game. It's crazy how Texas Death is Hangman's match when he's facing somebody like Jon Moxley, who's like considered to be one of the most crazy, like dangerous
Death
dudes.
wrestlers of all
Yes.
time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is, yeah, man.
This is where the Riz Man comes out, helps get the win for Hangman.
Let's hope not, man. Let's hope not. I have to plug in my headphones. Hold on, you talk.
The Riz Man comes, but no, I'm gonna say it before he starts going as he does his headphone thing, because I said it's gotta be. This is the time. Hangman is the guy. It's gotta be Hangman. The only reason now that I'm questioning it is because Hangman made the decision to make this a Texas Death match, which now means anything is possible. Anything's on the table. Any Death Rider is available to help him out. Now, Hangman does have friends in low places, cowboy shit type stuff. But at the end of the day, we can only tease like this so much. I think it's got to be Hangman. You've got the entire fan base eating out of the palm of his hand. Like, you got to pull the trigger here and give us that moment at the end of All In. You got to do it. But I don't know if they will.
Yeah, obviously I'm doing the show right now, so I'm not listening, but Hangman and Swerve had a sit down in the locker room on Collision just moments ago.
Talking about their 401k investment.
I don't know. I assume, Scott, we talked about this morning, that this would be added. It was just officially added to All In is the Ops versus Gabe Kidd, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta. I assume that's for the trios titles as well. I expect the Ops to win that one, but with the way Dynamite ended last night, I thought that could be a match they added to the show. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Pluggo. I've thought, I think Bryan Danielson, Bryan Danielson is his name. I think he will show up in that match. I said it a bit earlier. This is the event. This is the Avengers. This is what's happening. I think we see all the Death Riders in this match. I think we see Darby Allin in this match. I think we see Bryan Danielson in this match. I don't think Eddie Kingston is healthy. I don't think he'll be there, unfortunately. I could see Jay White returning in this match. Hell, I could see Adam Copeland even returning in this match. But I think what happens at the end of this match, and again, I don't know what was said just now in this backstage thing with Hangman and Swerve, so I'll check that after we're done this show. I think the ending image of this match is Swerve is going to be the guy that does see what I'm going to do here, Pluggo? That gives the final kill shot and helps Hangman win.
I don't get the kill shot thing. Is that an Avengers thing?
No, wasn't that his name in Lucha Underground?
Yeah, that's why. It was.
Yeah. So,
so we're just gonna turn this into a de facto anarchy in the arena match.
No. This is WrestleMania Night 2, AEW version. That's what this is gonna be.
It's gonna be crazy.
But I think that's what happens. I think that Swerve, and I think earlier in the night, I think Swerve and Ospreay are gonna lose. So I think Swerve is gonna be like, damn it, I can't challenge for this world title for a year. I friggin' hate this guy. But for the betterment of AEW, I have to do this. And I think that he's going to be the one that does the final whatever it is. And Hangman's going to win because of due to Swerve's final piece of the match to help. And I think that Hangman wins and we finally see the AEW world title and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been saying it's got to be Hangman. I don't know. Hopefully hopefully all that stuff you said happens. I want to see all of it. I want to see everybody return and go, stand on business to try to get that belt back and get that thing back on TV and get it out of the briefcase. And Mox, he can do other things. And our esteemed guest is hanging out backstage. Whenever Stephanie Hypes gives me the thumbs up, we'll bring her in whenever she's ready. Mm-hmm. Because that is going down as well here at the top of the hour. We got the double thumbs up, so we're going to bring her in. And I'm going to just bring her in. You know her. You love her. She's the GOAT. Stephanie Hypes. Stephanie Hypes, who's winning the main event at All In?
Oh, she's muted.
Oh, no, she's muted. She's muted. It's ruined. Oh, no.
Sorry. Okay. I think that. Oh God, I don't know. I
Put her
just
on
want
the
the
spot.
title back on the show. Like this, it tells you to be back on the show. That's all I care about. It's just I get what they're doing, but I'm like, come on, it's the same thing. Anyway, I'm not gonna go on a tangent.
You can tangent away. It's fine.
I think that Mox will lose it for sure.
Mhm.
I think it's time. I don't know. It's just getting so much backlash online. Like I think Tony Khan has to pull the trigger here. So
I would agree. I think Hangman is the guy. I think everyone loves him. Everybody wants it to be him. You've held on to the Death Riders thing for a long time. I think this is the moment. It's your biggest show. It's the largest American gate you're ever going to have. Just do it, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
Who from the good guy side, if they don't and they keep it on Mox, would be the one to turn on said Hangman?
I think Darby could.
Darby, he joins up.
I could see Darby come back and actually join the Death Riders.
Ooh. I mean, let's hope that doesn't happen. But ooh.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right, I'm like, can we do that like on like the thing like at like the Dynamite
like
after
All In, after Hangman already wins the thing.
Yes.
Just give us what we want.
Yeah.
So we
just come on, like
we kind of talked about while we were waiting for you to get here the All In card as a whole. We've kind of talked about every match. What match are you most looking forward to from All In?
Oh, Mercedes and Tony Storm, no doubt, hands down. Like, you guys know I'm here for the ladies. Like that, I two amazing talents from WWE who I think are absolutely shining in AEW. Especially Tony Storm, like just the way she's grown, man. Like Mercedes was always great, right? She was great as Sasha Banks. She was great as Mercedes. Like, and yeah, she's like at a whole different level at Mercedes, but Tony Storm kind of coming from the trenches of WWE in a way, and developing this character, Timeless Tony Storm, it's just been incredible to watch. Her rise, she's magnificent. Like she draws your attention. She draws your eyes. Like if you're looking at the screen, you'll hear her say something and it draws your eyes to it because you're like, what did she just say? Like you're like, wait, what? It's ingenious. It really is. It's incredible. I'm hoping that Tony retains.
So I picked
only because obviously I know Mercedes is on this title collection trip right now. But it has to end at some point, and I don't think Tony losing to Mercedes is a good thing. Like, I just don't think. I get that they want Mercedes to do like I know a couple fans want Mercedes to do that. You know that picture, that meme with all person holding all the titles on their arms. Like I think they want her to do that. Let's just say she wins and she holds it for pay-per-view to pay-per-view even. What was the point? Like just to get that picture. So that's why I'm just like, I think the bigger story here is Tony is truly on top. She is the AEW Women's Champion. And Mercedes is gonna have to work a little harder, no matter how many titles she has. I love what she said in that promo. I think it was last night. Last time was Wednesday, right? Yeah. Last night, where she was saying like, you're nothing but catchphrases. Like it's all like kind of surface. And you need all these titles to hide something, right? Like I love that narrative. I like it makes Mercedes seem kind of insecure. Like, why does she need all these titles? Why does it matter? Like, are you trying to make up for something you didn't get maybe at the previous company, right? Because they were very, out of the four horsewomen, she's probably the most. Besides Bailey, she's probably the most like star level, like big star level, but they just weren't treating her that way, if you will, to some extent. And so are you trying to make up for something? Whatever it is, I just loved that line. I love the whole promo back and forth with them.
It was really good.
The only other thing I want to touch on real quick is the comment that Mercedes made where she's like, and we'll see on Sunday, I mean Saturday, who the best woman is. Now, a lot of people thought that she slipped and all these things or whatever and made a mistake. And I'm like, I kind of think it was shade because it's an all women's pay-per-view on Sunday. And she's already spoken out about it. Said like I'm for it, like I support Evolution. I'm always here for the girlies. I think it was like, let's let the best women's match of the weekend win, right? Like it was like to me, it was more like a hit, like Sunday. Oh no, I mean Saturday, because it's almost like that's when the real show is, right? Like I thought it was more like a shade, like a little diss, and I kind of liked it. Other people just thought she fucked up. And I'm like, that's what it was.
But she wouldn't. If she did fuck up, she would be the first person in the history to say the wrong date or the wrong day.
Right. I'm like, y'all. It'll be
so. Right. Calm down. It's just because it was Mercedes. Everybody got heated. Now we invited you on because you said you had a super hot Evolution take, and then we already talked about Evolution before you got here. I'm kidding. We saved it for you, Stephanie.
Okay.
No, yeah, we saved Evolution for you. We haven't really dived in. Hello,
Owen.
What is this? Every week now, this kid ends up downstairs. I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
He loves the parties.
All right, well, party in between the hours of 8 and 10 on Thursday nights.
The door.
Please. There's no lock on the door. It's
unbelievable. Put a booby trap up there.
I was gonna say it.
Lock
put a string. Then if he hits the string, a cage drops on him. For the love of God.
I'm just kidding because it's just a matter of time before my 4-year-old does a run in. So we'll see how
I have my 4-year-old. My cat will do a run in as well.
Yeah, he just loves you so much, JPJ. He just thinks you're the best.
Yeah, pets will just straight up walk across your screen and not.
Oh, they don't give a shit. No, they'll just
like,
tail up, showing off his booty. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, you gotta make people pay for that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Pay for that.
He gives that away for free on this.
I know.
But yeah.
What are we doing here?
But yes, we definitely saved Evolution for you because we knew you were coming on. Because Rick was big timing us today.
Yes. Yeah, Rick.
We tried to have a party.
That's my bestie.
We love Rick. We love Rick.
I'm like, Rick. I know you do. I know you. I'm just like, Rick. I'm like, really? Oh, you're just too busy now, sir. Okay.
No, we see how it is. No, we love it. But that's why we wanted to have a party with the 4 of us for today. But yeah, we've got Great American Bash Saturday night's main event as well. But I think the big one is Evolution. So I think we should dive into that one as well. So again, in the chat, let us know what you're looking forward to the most in Evolution. Didn't we have a graphic we were supposed to run? Did we upload that?
Oh, I can do that if you want to talk for a little bit. I'll make sure.
Yeah, we had a graphic about what everybody's looking forward to this weekend. We had a whole thing on social medias. But Evolution, first and foremost, it's finally back. It's been 7 years, and I know that it's been 7 years because I famously tell this story all the time. When Owen was born, Evolution 1, it's almost 7 years. Because he's still 6, but that's the first pay-per-view that him and I watched together while we were in the NICU. I was like, "This is your future, buddy," and I was watching it on my phone. And so a whole lifetime has happened, but we're excited it's back. I know that I bet we're all in agreement that it should happen more frequently than 6 years. So how excited are you, Stephanie, for the return of Evolution?
I am absolutely thrilled. I mean, I have mixed feelings on it in general. It's a couple points that Becky Lynch has made over the years, but I am completely excited for it. It gives the whole women's division a chance to just showcase why they're the backbone of WWE, of the industry in itself. Women's wrestling has come so far, and I want them to continue to evolve, and I want them to continue to showcase them like this, because it gives everyone a chance to see the vets and the legends and the newbies and the current big stars and the upcoming star. Like, it's just a good mix of everything. I would be lying if I said I wasn't upset, about the build to this. I think they just kind of fit it in and just kind of like, okay, we're gonna do this. It's like, let's just throw it in here. I feel like the build is lackluster. I think you deserve a lot more. However, it is what it is. We are here. I'm hoping that I know the women will put on a good show, but I hope it is produced well. And so that's all I can hope for them. These women deserve it. They bust their butts to just get half of the views and what's it called? Half of the exposure that the men do. And I do sometimes believe, at least for myself, they're the more entertaining part of the show. No offense to any of my guy wrestling mutuals who I love so much. Cody Rhodes. But you know, I don't know. Like some of these women, a lot of these women are kind of better than a lot of the men. Hot take. So I don't know. I'm just excited for it. I'm excited to see what they come up with, what happens in some of these matches. There's some people who aren't on the card, just surprising to me, but I'm like, whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, they're really good at surprises, so I'm kind of hoping there's some surprises and stuff. So
who's not on the card that's surprising to you the most?
Bianca
Because there
Belair.
is. Yeah, that's a great show. That's a good one.
Obviously, Liv, we know, you know, should be on the card. However, she got injured. But Liv has had such an amazing 2024, 2025. Like she's been kind of the staple of the women's division in a lot of ways. A lot of storylines surrounding her, involving her. And I don't know. So it was truly heartbreaking to hear that she couldn't wrestle on it. I am hoping that they have her there in some capacity, whether it's commentary, whether it's, you know, interviewing her in the back, like whatever. I kind of hope she is there and has a presence in some way. But Bianca Belair is probably the biggest one, star-wise, who's healthy, who's just not on the card, which is why I believe she will be involved somehow. But we can get there.
And well, before we dive into this, we did ask here at Love Wrestling, we sent some feelers out on the social media asking of everybody what match they were looking forward to the most on Evolution. And I think our pal that was supposed to join us tonight might have even answered it, Mr. Rick Ochino. But let's play this and then we can kind of dive into this card. But yeah, so we had a little bit of a, here we go. So, you know, what match are you most excited for this weekend? There's some AEW stuff, but then we got Rick and they asked him about, and he said he was looking most forward to the triple threat match for the IC title at Evolution, which is the match that I am most looking forward to as well. Obviously, we've had some other stuff, Hangman Mox, Kenny Omega, and Okada and things like that. But the one with Rick, that triple threat match, not only is that the match I'm looking forward to the most on this card, it's the match that easily has the best build in this card. This is the best story that I think they're telling on the main roster, period, end of story for the last few months. It won't be the main event of this show. I think it should be the main event of this show. Yeah, I think that this story has been basically perfect since they've started telling it a few months ago. And the segment they had on Raw was excellent. I've loved everything about it. It's Becky Lynch, it's Bayley, it's Lyra. It's two of the greatest of all time. And Lyra, who has stepped up and shown everybody that she belongs in the conversation with the, like, you know, right now she is at that level that she can hang and out promo Becky. Her and Becky in these promos have been incredible. And there have been, and as good as Becky is, there have been times where Lyra's out promoted her, I think, and in these back and forths. And
that's on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Lyra,
and you guys had a really, last time you were on, Stephanie, it was Money in the Bank. And you guys had a really good theory about how this is going to go down. Are you both still, you and JPJ, are you both still vibing with that?
Yeah. It's going.
The theory was that Bayley and Becky are going to align.
Oh my! What was the theory? I don't even remember.
That you guys were like pretty much hinting towards, because and again, the way Lyra's been playing is that she's young, she's brash, she's kind of pushing the ledges out of the way. Millennial Noob, welcome to the chat. Didn't get to say hi to you a second ago. What's up, my man? That Becky and Bayley are going to become the four horsewomen type deal, the old guard, if you will. Is that going to happen here at Evolution?
I still believe if you just watch the crumbs, watch Monday Night Raw back. I still do believe that will happen. I do not know for sure. I think I told you guys, I don't ask Becky about outcomes. I don't ask her about, like, she'll tell me about stuff she's pitched and what has happened and hasn't happened, but I never ask her about outcomes of pay-per-views, nothing like that. That's not stuff we talk about I am still a fan. I like to be surprised, just like everybody else. I do believe if you follow the story, I do believe that's where we are going. If you go back and watch Monday Night Raw and that promo, which I thought was incredible between the three of them, notice how Bailey is kind of on Becky's side. When she turns her back, Becky is kind of behind her, but there's at one point they're kind of side by side. And that's when Bailey goes, you rose her hand like a little bitch. And Becky's standing right there. Now, obviously, that's also for reasons Lyra was about to punch her, but it almost looks like they're both together in the attack because you see Becky kind of going, "Yeah, you did," right? Like she's just like, "You sure did," and it's like little crumbs like that. The stuff Bailey's been posting, Becky posting, Governor Palpatine, from Star Wars, who was known for turning people evil. Becky is also in the past, when her and Bailey feuded, 2020, 2021, whenever it was, 2019, I don't remember. When they feuded, this is right before Bailey turned heel. Becky was using Governor Palpatine memes and photos and stuff towards Bailey back then. And she'd write stuff like, come to the dark side, like whatever. Like and it was more about getting Bailey to be tougher and meaner, and that type of thing. But she ended up turning completely heel. So they have a history of using these things, especially when it surrounds Becky and Bailey. I do believe this is where it possibly could be headed. So I'm kind of excited. There's some people who think Lyra's going to turn. And I'm like, I don't think she needs to yet. Like, I think if you guys run a story about the oldies versus the newbies, and you guys are trying to like take us out, and it's like, it ain't happening. Because Becky made an excellent point as well on the Raw, with Bailey, where she was like, you're replaceable. Like she didn't care. Like she was like, oh, okay. And Lyra's like, oh no, but she called me, and she's like, okay, well, you didn't hesitate, right? Like she's egging it on. And if you look at Bailey's face, then Bailey's face kind of goes, huh, right? Like she's like kind of taking in what Becky is saying. So it's like, huh, interesting. So there's a lot there. I'm one of those analyzers that really just get into body language and the words that they're saying, and especially in the women's division, Becky and Bailey are just incredible storytellers as it is in promos, and so I try and pay attention a lot to what they are saying, and also their online stuff, because they usually are posting stuff that way as well to tell the story or further tell the story. So anyway, that's also the match I'm also very much looking forward to. I think it should main event. It is the best story title wise. Well, best story period, but best story title wise, I think second to that or parallel to that is definitely Naomi and Jade. But there is no title involved with that. So we'll see. I think they'll end up, if they don't close, they're gonna end up opening. Which is not a bad place. Like you either want to close or you want to open. Or if you're not closing, you want to open. So I think it's very possible they might open if they don't main event that show.
Yeah, I would say so. I have Becky retaining. I think Becky's going to retain. I see some form of this, whether it's the three of them or it ends up being just Lyra and Becky running it back, as they both do have one. I mean, not including the NXT, but since they've been feuding for this, they are 1-1 with each other. I could see Becky and Lyra running it back 1-on-1 at SummerSlam, maybe. But I think Becky retains, and she's going to keep the belt this weekend at Evolution. And then I think we get the blow off at SummerSlam between whatever's going to wrap up between the three of these or Lyra and Becky. But I think Becky retains.
Yeah, so it depends on where they're going for SummerSlam. I do think Becky will retain. If Bailey is turning, I don't know if they turn her this weekend. I think if she tries some shenanigans to try, they'll start planting the seeds, like the real seeds. Whether it's Bailey accidentally helping Becky retain, like, oh, I meant to hit Becky, but I hit Lyra, like, you know what I mean? Or in some way, just they'll start planting those seeds for ultimately SummerSlam. You might have Becky versus Lyra, and then there's a blow off, and Bailey comes out and helps Becky, or whatever it might be. It just depends on what story they're telling here, or how long they want this to go. Because SummerSlam's what, 2 weeks after this?
3 weeks, I believe.
Yeah,
yeah, 3 weeks,
August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Okay, yeah. So it's not like they have this long period of time that they have to drag this out. It's 3 more Raws, right? So technically, if they don't want to pull the trigger yet, they can definitely plant a huge seed on Sunday. So I do think Becky will retain as well.
Yeah, Pluggo, what are you feeling?
I'm with you guys. I think Becky retains. I do think that we're going to see some steps towards a potential Bailey turn. I think that's the way to go. Becky's planting the seeds. I'm not sure because or you could do Becky and Bailey at SummerSlam, and that's a huge match, and then maybe figure it out. Because I've been watching Lyra more than the other two because we know how much the other, Becky and Bailey are studs at this. And I've been watching the way she's blowing both of them off and just being kind of this arrogant newcomer. Like, I just can tell it's not, like, in storyline, not sitting well with either one of them, of the horsewomen. So, yeah, I think we're going to see some interesting way this goes down, but ultimately Becky's going to keep it.
Yeah.
I would think so. And you mentioned another great feud that has been being built for a long time. So we might as well go right there because, yes, it is not for a title. However, it is a no holds barred match. So this will be the no DQ, that type of match of the evening. It is Jade Cargill. It is Naomi. Naomi is the Money in the Bank winner. She does have the briefcase as well. That's something to keep in mind as this show continues as well. But I expect this to be a hell of a time. I think this will be a lot of fun. I think these two are going to beat the absolute crap out of each other. I think it will be violent.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. Yeah. But Jade Cargill, we do know, is challenging for the World Championship at SummerSlam. So I expect Jade Cargill to win this match and be looking strong heading into SummerSlam, where we might see Naomi get some sort of revenge on Jade Cargill, maybe with that briefcase potentially. But I think that's probably how I see the direction going. Pluggo, why don't we go to you and we'll let Stephanie round this one out. Do you think Jade is going to take care of Naomi once and for all like she wants to?
The no holds barred thing that throws some options in there. She's got the briefcase. Both title matches are on this card. Both women's title matches are on this card. If you wanted to just do Jade Naomi for the world title at SummerSlam and give Jade the moment, you could just do it that way and not have Naomi screw her. But there's money in Naomi screwing her at SummerSlam if she were to still win and then immediately get it. Then you can keep going there. Man, this has been so good. I think Jade's got to win it. And again, Stephanie, you mentioned it earlier, so I'm going to just say I think Jade's got to win it. I'm going to go, but you mentioned Belair is still healthy, not on the card. Is this where she maybe would interject herself at some point because of the history with these two?
So this is what I'm thinking. Okay, so
this is a tough one.
I feel like Bianca. Okay, you make good points. I feel like Jade needs to win here because I do believe if Jade wins and she goes on to beat Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, I think Naomi does cash in right there and gets that her payback on Jade.
Yeah.
However, Bianca is a factor. She has to be back either now or either for SummerSlam. I don't know. I don't know how she factors in here. Either she comes back and sides with Naomi and reveals that she's been working with Naomi, planned this attack on Jade this whole time. Or I don't know. Is she for sure going after the title at SummerSlam? She is, right?
Jade?
Yeah, she gets the title.
Yeah, she won Queen of the Ring. Yeah, she won. Yeah, that's.
I go all the way back to the Chamber when Jade gave that look to Bianca, and they never really kind of closed the door completely on all of that story. They did. They kind of just. Right. I don't know. And there's still some history there.
They got in the ring. I think it was I forgot where it was. SmackDown. It was SmackDown, like a month ago, maybe. And it was Jade, and that's when Bianca had her finger broken, so she couldn't do anything. But it was her, Jade. Her and Jade were in the ring. Jade, that was when Naomi and her were talking again for the first time in the ring, and Naomi had left, or Jade had run in after Naomi, excuse me, and Naomi ran out or like ran into the crowd, and then Jade and Bianca were just standing in the ring, and they didn't smile. They weren't necessarily grimacing. They were just staring at each other, and there were no words said. It was just kind of what are the thoughts? What is it like? Because they're not exactly acting like friends, but they're also not acting like enemies. So I'm like, is it a trust thing? Like I don't know. And so I believe that story still needs to be told. I think what could possibly happen if they don't bring Bianca out now, I think what might happen at SummerSlam is Jade beats Tiffany, Naomi cashes in, or Naomi tries to cash in, Jade stops her, Bianca runs in and helps Naomi win that title. That could be a way to kind of reveal everything and get Bianca back involved. But I'm like, is Bianca really not doing anything? Is she in the Battle Royale?
Is this all she's got?
No, I'm like,
I don't know. She's got nothing else going on. This is the which is crazy.
Yeah, but the last time we did see her, though, she was still wearing the thing on her finger from the broken. So I don't know if she's maybe 100, because that was a gnarly looking injury she had on her finger. If you saw the picture, it was pretty gnarly looking.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know if she's fully ready to come back yet. If she is, though, you would think she needs to, I feel like she would have to show up at some point on Sunday, even in the battle. Something.
At least be doing commentary or maybe
like
she does
panel
commentary during the Jade and Naomi match.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
No, like
she
has to be there. Like it's the women's pay-per-view, like all women's pay-per-view. I feel like she needs to be there in some aspect. I think I'm just trying to make up ways to get her involved. But this story, I don't know. Maybe it's not time yet. Maybe it's not till SummerSlam. So
we might not even need her. Just a good old-fashioned no holds barred match between the two of them.
Yeah, and
that's the other reason why I thought she'd be involved is because it is no holds barred.
Yeah,
there's no DQs. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know.
It's an easy.
I'm leaving it.
We'll see. You did mention that battle royal, though. We don't know all the participants, but we have a good number of participants. We have confirmed. We have Stephanie Vaquer. We have Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Selena Vega, Julia, and Candice LeRae. So that is who is confirmed. I do expect we'll see a legend or two. I would love to see maybe a few TNA people show up in this if they really wanted to make it fun.
Yes.
But to me, this has Stephanie Vaquer winning this.
Oh
yeah, go ahead. I didn't hear a rumor. Go ahead.
Yes. Sorry, I was sorry. I think it's delayed. I apologize.
No, you're good.
I think I saw a rumor saying that the Iconics, I forgot what their name is now.
Inspiration
in TNA, but
the Inspiration.
I think I saw rumors saying that they might be in the Battle Royale. So I'm kind of hoping that they are. That'd be really awesome to see them again.
They will not be in said Battle Royal because they are wrestling Prestige that night in Portland.
Correct.
Dang.
They have a tag match, but unless they're getting out of it.
Yeah.
But they are booked for Prestige, which shameless plug we talked about on For Exposure. That'll air Saturday. That'll air Saturday at 10 because I got to go to baseball.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. The Inspiration showing up at some point with this TNA relationship would be a lot of fun if they did that.
Shep's in the house saying Nikki Bella wins this thing.
I think it's Stephanie or Nikki. I feel like those are the two overwhelming favorites. They gave Nikki that really good kind of backstage vignette promo on Raw. Obviously, her plans were revolving around Liv Morgan, it seemed like, on this show, which the injury kind of, they had to do something different. She's at least going to be in this Battle Royal. I feel like having her win this and having her get a one-off title match at Clash in Paris wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I just feel like Stephanie Vaquer has all the momentum, and I think it's hard for me to pick anybody but her to win it right now, currently, with what we know. I thought, oddly enough, on NXT on Tuesday, I thought they did the best segment they've done in any level of the company to build for Evolution with that women's summit they did to end the show.
Yeah.
And so cool. Stephanie came back, and in that little building, that pop was so loud you would have thought they were in a massive arena. That's how loud that pop was when she showed up. And then they had all the different women from all the different shows, and it led to the big brawl. And it was just a fun, good segment that they did on NXT. But yeah, I'm leaning Stephanie Vaquer. I think she's going to get the championship match in Paris. I think she's on a rocket, man. She's on a rocket, and I think that's what they're going to do.
Sounds about
and
right.
She's hot, man. Like, people are behind her. They want to see her. Like you mentioned, the pop on NXT on Tuesday. Like, and she's just been winning left and right, man. Like, I think that it makes sense for her to win. Do not get me wrong. I would love for Nikki Bella to get the win just to kind of establish her as back. Like, she's back, right? And she won this thing. But as much as I love Nikki Bella, I do believe that Stephanie's just on this trajectory right now. Kind of the Rhea trajectory when Rhea first kind of took off. And then they had to slow it down a little bit because they're like, okay, you're like 22 years old. Like, let's chill.
Yeah.
and then it took off again a couple years later. But I think Stephanie, obviously older, more mature already. And she's just kind of in her prime right now, man. Like, she's just firing at all cylinders. I would not be surprised if she got a championship match. I would not be surprised if she won that championship in Paris. At this point. So
they keep putting her in those spots and she keeps knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Like, they keep does. Like, here, we're going to give you this, and we're going to give you this, and she just keeps figuring it out. So I wouldn't be mad about that at all. Shep. I already talked about Shep, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did.
I'm a step behind. We got Millennial News saying Stephanie Vaquer too.
Yeah.
And then Scott saying Bianca's winning it if she's back. So maybe Scott's thinking she's going to end up in the Battle Royal. We'll see.
Look, and if Bianca does return in the Battle Royal,
she could do both.
She could easily win that Battle Royal for sure, because she's been out of the world title picture. I know she's been injured, but Bianca's been out of the world title picture for a little bit now with everything. And I feel like it'd be an easy way to do it, right? Did you just have an idea pop into your brain, Stephanie?
Did you see the light bulb go off?
You did.
If Bianca does return in the Battle Royale, that means she gets a title match in Paris. If Jade is the one who wins that title, it makes sense that those two will be going at it in Paris, and Naomi cashes in on both of them or something there. Yeah. Like, I do.
You could do it that way. Yeah, you could do it that way. Yeah, you could do it that way.
That's an option.
If Bianca returns, she'll win.
Yeah,
she'll end up winning.
I think
definitely that face off between her and Jade. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say if Bianca Belair does make her presence felt in this Battle Royal, I would immediately probably change my pick to her winning it. I think I would feel like, okay, I think Bianca could take this one. I really do. All right, listen, this was not the original plan for the women's tag titles when it came to this show, potentially. But I think that this is a mighty fine way that they figured out how to rewrite some plans, because I think that this four-way could be the show stealer of the evening. I think it's going to be a very fun match. We have the Judgment Day, who are still the champions, with Roxanne taking over for Liv. So it is Raquel and her, and they are facing representatives from SmackDown, who are Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. We have representatives from NXT, which are Sol Ruca and Zarya. And then this past Monday on Raw, we saw the reuniting of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and they are the Raw representative. I think this match is going to be a lot of fun. I'll let you guys kind of go first with whoever wants to take it. But, I know the original plans might have been involving other people and maybe things like that, but I think they turned this into a best case scenario, and I like all the ladies involved here. And I think that this is going to be a really fast paced, really good fatal four-way tag match. I think this will be one of the best matches of the night.
I think so. I'm going to go with, I think Charlotte and Alexa Bliss will win. I think that they have like this kind of like that, Rock and Sacco type tag team feel, and it's
Yep.
like you have the Queen, you have Alexa Bliss. Like, I do believe it's very possible. I think they would make a fun tag team, just with their different styles. I think it'd be very interesting and fun to watch. So I think that they might take it.
That's
It's
a
time for
bad.
them
And
to go
then,
to SmackDown. It's time for them to go to SmackDown.
yeah, and then they could do some things on SmackDown, and they could go to Raw. They could go to NXT. They should start doing that again. And who better to do that than Charlotte and Alexa?
Yeah.
Getting the Queen in NXT. I like the idea of the Judgment Day kind of retaining and Roxanne Perez. I like the idea of Roxanne Perez proving herself for the Judgment Day and then keeping the titles, but I don't think they're going to do it because I think that seed has been planted of like, there's your excuse for Raquel to be like, you lost, you're the difference, it didn't work, blah, blah, blah. And then it starts that dissension because they're they're up right now. The Judgment Day, we talked about it, they're up. They all got the gold. So I think that's going to be the pin that like starts this because, Raquel keeps mentioning, Liv's still coming back. Liv's still coming. She's still recovering. It's going to be sooner than later, yada, yada, yada. So I think Alexa and Charlotte is a great pick for this.
I think if it's going to happen with Judgment Day, if you want to do it right, have them lose, obviously, because that already plants the seed, like Liv being pissed, but have Raquel be the one that's pinned. Because Raquel can say, oh, look what happened when Liz, it's because, Roxy was here and she lost, like, whatever. And then Roxanne's going to go, well, I wasn't the one pinned. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It just sets it up so well for Liv to kind of go, oh, you weren't, right? Like, it just further turmoils that whole situation. So I would love Raquel to be the one pinned if they lose them.
I like everything you both are saying. However, I'm picking the Judgment Day to retain. Because I think that they are going to do everything that Liv did to Rhea when Rhea was away. They are going to do to Liv while Liv is away. And I think that the Judgment Day holding those tag titles and Roxanne being somebody who becomes an overwhelming favorite of the Judgment Day group. Because I think that when Liv Morgan returns, and it's not going to be for a while, they're saying 6 months, maybe more. I get that. I get when Liv Morgan returns, to me, she returns 100% as a babyface immediately. And I think that she does so because she's going to be sitting at home and she's going to get the treatment of how she took over the Judgment Day from Rhea. Roxanne is going to slowly slide in and do that to Liv. And Liv is going to come back with the vengeance. And then I think we eventually build to Finn and Roxanne versus Dom and Liv. And that's kind of how the Judgment Day goes.
Raquel's trust, that's so good, actually, because if you gain Raquel's trust, she's gonna like her, right? Then she's because she's kind of the last holdout against Roxanne, and so if you can get Raquel
Kitty
into those graces,
but he's fighting Kitty.
Yeah,
Kitty.
Yeah, this is the new one.
Oh, he's a little guy.
He's a little guy, yeah.
Oh yeah,
cute.
And it's Spencer's in the house saying, "What's up?" He's late, and also Stephanie. He's a huge fan of your work. Thanks for hopping on. The Boss Man says.
Well, thank you so much, Boss. Boss Man, was that the name?
Well, Spencer Love,
the Boss Man,
the
the Boss
Man of the
the guy, the name of this, the name of this shit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I think that's what they're gonna do. I really do. And again, Alexa and Charlotte, I'm really intrigued by what we've seen from them so far with the backstage altercations and kind of Alexa trying to be like, hey, like, let me in a little bit. Get it? Like come on, like, come on.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss is super good at playing the oddball tag team too. Like that. Yeah, she's really good at it.
Her and Nikki Cross were like really good tag team. Like the thing is, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte have always had a very rocky relationship when it comes to whether it was like when they were feuding together, like they always had great chemistry. So them trying to be a tag team together and they're like kind of completely polar opposites in character, and so it's kind of funny to watch, right? Like,
Yeah.
because Charlotte was so hesitant. She was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't leave me alone, right? Like, just
Yeah.
get away from me, little creepy little girl, right? Like, she's like with that doll, like, so I'm if they lose, does it turn into a feud? Do they
Yeah.
continue being this oddball tag team? Like, I want them to stick together as a tag team because it is very entertaining. It is.
I
funny.
agree. And I
yeah.
think we're seeing, I think it's bringing out a different side of Charlotte as well
Yeah.
that we don't really see, like her being kind of funny and like it's a funny thing. I don't know if any of either of you read the Players Tribune that she came out with and wrote. If you haven't, like, do so. That's for anybody. It's really good. And I think the stuff that Charlotte taught, I just think that, and she was a guest on the Undertaker's podcast, and I haven't watched it, but like a few of the clips I've seen, like Charlotte's being like pretty hilarious in these clips. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, can she bring that to the on-screen character a little bit? Because I do think there are a section of fans that just don't like her because she wins all the time. And I get that. I understand that. I just think that this is a way in a tag team, especially with Alexa, who's fun. I think it's a way to bring out a different side of Charlotte. And I think it's a way to maybe get some people to change their opinion about Charlotte a bit. And
what you're seeing
it puts two stars in the tag division.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say you put two big stars in the
interviews is Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
No.
No.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
No, I think what you're seeing in some of the interviews is Ashley, the person, the human, and I think if she can bring some of that to the Charlotte character, I think it will help people see her differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because
big time.
Charlotte Flair, the character, you're never going to relate to, you're never going to have empathy for, you're never like it's Charlotte Flair, right? So if she can bring some of that humility to that character in some way, whether it's through humor, teaming up with Alexa, getting this kind of comedy / serious tag team, because in the ring they're both badasses, right? It's just about getting along now, and how do we do that? So I think it could be a lot of fun if they just stick together for a little while as a tag team.
And Charlotte, if you look at the four horsewomen from start to now, she's changed maybe the least. She's pretty much kind of stayed. This would be a nice little like, hey, and she wrote about it a little bit, talking about how 40 is old in her industry, which I think is crazy that we still believe that. But she's been doing this for how many years? So this is not. She's closer to the end than she would be beginning. Let's start seeing some fun, different sides to you. I'm blanking on his name. Randy Orton is a perfect example of like, he looks like he's having the most fun right now since he's come back from that injury, and he's enjoying it more, and he's having more interactions with the fans. And it just seems that could be something that they do with Charlotte. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have two absolute stars in the women's tag division, making it matter that they're going for it. I know it's for this particular show, but hopefully it doesn't mean this is the end of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I hope it's not. I think that there's a lot of potential there. To your point, she's the one that has evolved the least, her character. And so she does need that next level of evolvement. Like, what does Charlotte Flair look like now? Bayley has done some incredible character growth. Becky Lynch has done some incredible character growth. Sasha Banks to Mercedes has done some incredible character growth. So I would like to see something new from Charlotte. And what that looks like. So it's exciting.
And if it doesn't work, she can immediately flip the switch back to what was working, because she's that good. So it's worth giving it a shot.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. I think they have something there with her and Alexa, and I do think it continues.
Shep says 40 is the new 27, boys. I don't feel like I'm 27.
Well, listen, as somebody who just not too long ago turned 40, I sure fucking hope so. I sure fucking hope so.
My knees.
I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say how old I am.
That's
you don't have to.
You don't have to at all. You don't have to at all.
This year I turned the big 40, and
so I just did. So
it's kind of depressing me. Like,
it's okay.
My birthday's in September, so I don't
I got
know.
another-
Everyone's
I
like,
got
do you want to have
another
a
year.
party? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I'm like, I just want to go crawl into a corner
Yes.
and go to Disneyland. Like, that's all
I
I
just
want.
want to go to bed at 8:30. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Just go to bed at 8:30. Just you'll wake up day after 40. You'll have a few aches and pains you didn't know existed before, and then that's it. That's all right. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll get through it.
A mess.
You'll get through it.
A mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up on 40, and I woke up after the last couple after turning 40, and I was like, man, I didn't even know that you could get an ache there. I didn't even know that was possible. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how that happens.
My
It's
eyebrow
crazy.
hurt. Why is my
That's
eyebrow
like,
hurt?
Does
Oh, no.
my earlobe hurt? What the fuck? I don't know. What? But
I
anyway.
can feel individual hairs.
Yeah, like I
hurting.
can
I'm
just
like,
feel.
what?
I'm like, does my what? Anyway, no, 40s. Listen, September birthdays. I assume Shep has a September birthday because he said September birthdays are the best. So I share a birthday with The Rock. So get on my level.
Ooh, I sure
You should-
birthday with pretty two cool people.
Who do you got?
You should start saying The Rock shares a birthday with you.
No,
Nope.
I have The
Um,
Rock. Who do you have? Who are the two special people? Who are the two cool people?
Sonia Deville is one, or
Okay.
Daria, and Stephanie McMahon.
Okay,
Nice.
that's not bad.
Hell yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. I have The
Yeah,
Rock
Stephanie's
and
our
David
bosses.
Beckham. The Rock and
Okay.
David Beckham are my two.
Those are literally two goats of like their own industries. What?
And then you have
I'm
me,
sorry,
who is
three
also
goats.
clearly
Three goats.
yeah, it's a
who is
trifecta
clearly
right
the leader
there.
of their industry. It's
Unbelievable,
crazy.
isn't
But
it?
that's
Like, just
goat
think about
birthday.
that. Think about the greatness of that day, huh? Those three.
Goat
Unbelievable.
birthdays. I was
Man,
like,
good for
The
them to get
Rock,
on my.
The
David
Rock, David Beckham, and JPJ.
I mean,
JPJ.
come on now. Come
So
on
you
now.
guys, I had to look mine up. Do you want to know?
Yes.
It's not
What?
great. Kane,
Okay.
Oh, no.
Santina Morella,
That's good.
Shotzi Blackheart. That's it. Luthez.
All right. That's look at that. He's got
yeah.
name. He's got moves named after him. That's
Yeah. April
You know?
26th. Shout out right there. Me and
All right.
Shotzi and
Hell
Luthez,
yeah.
baby.
Hell yeah.
Santino.
Hell yeah. Santino's good.
Yeah,
Santino's good. All right.
Oh, goodness.
Hell yeah.
So
I didn't
let's
even know
talk.
that.
Yeah, let's talk about the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, these two ladies will be involved in a tag team match the day prior at the Great American Bash, where we're going to see Blake Monroe, the former Mariah May's NXT in-ring debut, as she's going to team with Jordan Grace to take on JC Jane and Fallon Henley of Fatal Attraction.
And how
then-
that match goes, I think it's going to determine how this match goes.
I would agree. And then on Evolution, we have them going one-on-one for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm interested to see, because here's my thing. Blake Monroe is being very friendly with Jordan Grace right now.
You called her muscle muffin.
Yes.
So good.
That's
Such a great name.
That was a great name. I think that Blake Monroe is not going to be so nice to Jordan Grace very shortly. And I think that she's going to turn. I have Jordan Grace winning the NXT Championship, and then I have Blake Monroe eventually turning on Jordan Grace and being the person who takes it off of Jordan Grace down the line. But I think Jordan's taking this on Sunday. I think she's going to. I like JC Jane. I think that she deserves this little run that she's had. But to me, and I don't say this with the negative connotation that most people throw, I think she's the transitional champion. They needed to get it off Stephanie because Stephanie was moving up to the main roster. And they needed somebody to hold it, to give it to Jordan Grace in a program.
Transitional champion.
And that's what it is. And that's what this is. I think Jordan Grace is winning this one. That's so.
I agree. I think JC Jane, I love her, first of all. I do think she was kind of a transitional champion here, but I am glad she got to hold it. I'm glad she got to be champ and show her stuff. But yeah, I think Jordan Grace is going to take it. I mean, she's their next girl behind Stephanie and Julia. I think Jordan and Blake are kind of their next girlies. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm intrigued on the tag match. If there's any kind of deception here. If we remember when Blake Monroe debuted, what did she say? She's going to be the next NXT Women's Champion.
That is
Not,
true.
I'm going to be NXT Women's Champion. I'm going to be the next one. And
Okay.
if you're Blake Monroe, would you rather face the Juggernaut, or would you rather face JC Jane and you somehow turn
like where
on
you're going.
Jordan on an Evolution here? Because
I like where
also,
you're
if you look at Tuesday, she took Jordan Grace out of training to pamper her, to soften her up, to get her on her good side. Because I think I have this feeling that Jordan Grace is not win. I want her to win. I think that it makes sense. I've been on the Jordan Grace winning the NXT bandwagon since she was in TNA. But I think that there's just some seeds that have been planted along the way that Blake Monroe is going to cost her because she wants to be the next champion. And I think that that's where they're going, because I ultimately think Jordan Grace isn't long for NXT.
I agree with you there. I actually like what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like everything you just said. I like everything you just said there.
Thank you. I think that tag match is going to say an awful lot about how that Evolution match goes, because if there's any miscommunication, because they both have their eyes on that title, that's what they both want. And friends or not, in the heat of the moment, things can happen, and we'll see.
I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate it.
Well, I'm going JC Jane retains at Evolution.
All right. I like that. Pluggo. All right. We then have our 2 world championship matches. Let's start with the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton came out last Friday on SmackDown, and she said that, like EO, she was given the opportunity to choose her opponent at Evolution, and she chose someone who she teamed with earlier this year at Elimination Chamber. She chose Trish Stratus. So it'll be Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with Trish Stratus for the Women's World Championship. Steph, I'm going to lead with you on this one. How excited are you that Trish is getting this world title match and Tiffany chose Trish? And then B, do you think that this is kind of a foregone conclusion that Tiffany is going to retain here? Obviously.
Yeah, Tiffany's definitely retaining. I'm not worried about that. I kind of just love the fact that she used to go up against a legend in Trish. I think a lot of people compare them a lot of the time. So I do think this is just honestly a dream match for both of them. They've met before. They've taken all these photos together. Like they're actually I think they're actually pretty close. I think this is a dream match. This is like a checkbox dream match. How good it's going to be, I have zero clue. I know Trish can still move. And if Tiffany is a good partner in that ring, she'll do a lot of bumping and moving for her. So I don't know. We saw Trish go off when she was feuding with Becky. So, I mean, anything can happen here. So I'm actually really excited to just see it. I always get giddy when legends are in the ring and doing their thing. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I think Tiffany's retaining though, but yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah,
I feel the same. Pluggo, how are you? I mean, yeah.
There's not a whole lot more you could add to that other than just like, Trish Stratus still has it. She's shown she can still go. I think they'll have a good match. I think this is a great way to get a legend supplemented on the card in a way that they were trying with Nikki Bella, and then I think that fell through, and they're like, well, we're going to do this. So we would have had 2. So now we got some 2 old schools in the match. But yeah, Tiffany Stratton's, I think, ultimately going to get the win here. Maybe get that show of respect, the handshake at the end, the passing of the torch type deal to Tiffany. I think it'd be a really cool moment to have.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tiffany is definitely going to retain here. But I'm hoping, and I actually think we're going to get a good match here. I think, like you guys both said, Trish is someone who's proven not too long ago, like earlier this year, that she can still go and she can still do most of the things that she did in her I think this will be good, and it'll be a fun little match with those 2. We want to say what's up to Najee in the chat coming in, our pal Najee with NXT with Najee. I'm going to be on that show. I'm going to be on that show.
It's a good show to be on. It's a lot of fun. And shout out to Ophelia. I don't know if we gave Ophelia the proper love and respect earlier. We definitely read some of her comments, but shout out to Ophelia. Yes. Shout out to Najee. Yeah, and then what we got, the main event. Is this the main event, or is this just the last?
I think this will be.
I think it will be main event. It's triple threat should be, but it is
the triple threat.
This match, the Rhea thing should go on first. I think.
Yeah,
I would be okay with that.
I would love the triple threat to main event.
I think Rhea will end up.
Yeah, I think so. So it is Io Sky. She came out, said she was given the right to choose. She wanted to choose Rhea Ripley. This is somebody who Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky. This is somebody that has had Rhea Ripley's number here It is, they have fought a number of times at this point. And that will be the main event of this show. I expect this to be another good match between the two. I know that when this came out, everybody just automatically jumped and just was like, well, Rhea's winning this one. And I understand why. But I'm still leaning Io to win this. I think I understand why Rhea is viewed that way, and I love Rhea just as much as everybody. But I think Io and Asuka at SummerSlam is still the match for that title. That's what I think. And I think Io's going to pull it out again. I think she's going to beat her. And I might be the only one that thinks so, but that's what I think. Dang it. That's what I think.
Interesting.
See, I know.
Wow.
I'm going to be the only one. I know where you both are going. I get it. I get it.
I mean, the story being told here is that Rhea's never be there in years, okay? Years.
Oh, yeah.
And Rhea is, I wouldn't say Rhea's at her peak, but Rhea is here. Io is also here. Do not get me wrong. They're both highly loved. They're both very popular. I don't think they've done right by Io in this title reign at all. So it would suck for her to drop it now because it's like there were a number of months she wasn't defending that title, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, we have a champion.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Rhea's winning. I don't know. This one I'm befuddled. For you kids, I don't know if you heard that word before. I am befuddled.
I haven't heard the word befuddled in years. Great call.
I told you I'm old, turning old this year.
Listen,
so
did you just say I'm turning old this year?
I'm turning old this year.
Guys, it's 2025. I'm turning old this year.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
don't know. Again, it's the Rhea Ripley effect. Going into SummerSlam as Rhea as your champ isn't the worst decision you could make. Io Sky called her shot. Yeah, they're telling the story that Rhea's never beat her. They're telling Io picked this. This is her decision. So this is ultimately, if it doesn't work out, it's on her. I don't know. I don't pick against Rhea Ripley very often, so
you're befuddled as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm befuddled as well. I'm gonna say it's Rhea.
And look at again.
And I don't think you're wrong though, JPJ. I don't think
you're wrong either. It's just hard to bet against Rhea, and they're telling the story of Rhea's never beat Io. It's like, so is the culmination her beating Io?
Yeah. Personally, I think Rhea needs to make her way over to SmackDown sooner than later. I think she's kind of done everything she can on Raw. I think SmackDown would be a nice new fresh opponents, new titles to go for. She could be reunited with Damian Priest over there too as buddies. I think SmackDown would be a nice change of pace from Rhea, because I do think that Rhea needs to get off the same show as the Judgment Day, like actually once and for all. Because what else is there left to do with the Judgment Day and Rhea? With that, I don't know. And it's part a selfish pick because I want Io and Asuka for the title at SummerSlam, and I want Io to think that she's fighting her friend, and I want Asuka to be like, nah, and be vicious Asuka. And that's what I want. And that's the world title match I want on the Raw side, on the ladies. But with that being said, yes, I would love that. But with that being said, am I going to be upset or shocked if Rhea Ripley wins? Absolutely not. Well, she's Rhea Ripley.
Millennial Noob says, who would Rhea face at SummerSlam? And I'm assuming he's saying if she won, because there's not a built-in challenger for her right now. But then you have that. It's a kind of a catch-22. Do you have Rhea lose here and then not have anything to do at SummerSlam? One of your biggest stars.
Can Rhea go against Asuka?
You could do Rhea and Asuka.
You could do Rhea and Asuka. You could
Rhea and Stephanie potentially. Maybe you could do if you wanted a cool match like that.
You could do some stuff.
Well, so if Stephanie gets a title match in Paris, she could choose whoever she wants.
They didn't say the brand like they did with Queen of the Ring, right? They just said she'll get a world title match.
Shep calling me out for my bad picks. You know what, Shep? Shut up.
I need a light bulb thing that goes off whenever I'm like, hold on. Rhea and Stephanie have done face-offs, and they have some in-ring history that they've been teasing off and on since Stephanie's come to Raw. Even before Stephanie was officially Raw, they were teasing her and Rhea. So actually, if Rhea does win, Stephanie can pick her. If she wins the Battle Royal, she can pick her and face Rhea in Paris. So
yeah. Look at Rhea Ripley is not only in the women's, she's one of, if not the biggest star in the whole company, Rhea Ripley. So again, it's not going to shock me or anybody if she wins. I understand why she's the overwhelming favorite in this match. I just selfishly, I just need Io and Asuka.
I think this is a great problem to have for the WWE, to have all of these viable women's challengers and options and ways they can go. And I think this is a good thing that we're sitting here going, we're not sure who's going to win, because before it'd be like, oh, they're definitely
go both ways now that I'm thinking about it, because Io versus Stephanie, people were clamoring for more when they had that match on Raw. They were like, okay, we want like 10 more minutes of it, right? Like, so that could actually be an amazing SummerSlam match or match at Paris, excuse me, as well. So I'm like, I don't know now. Like, I'm sticking to it. Rhea, I'm not sticking to it. Oh my God.
You're not sticking to it.
Io's going to retain. Io's going to retain.
I brought her over. With
Mommy's always on top. I can't wait to tell both of you how wrong you are from Sunday night.
Fine. Listen, we probably will
do this every time I come on here. Someone convinces me to completely change a pick. It's either JP. I think it's usually JPJ. That usually
I'm very persuasive.
Changing a pick.
Yeah.
It's because I've been working with JPJ long enough to know that I'm just going to stick to my guns.
Yeah, because I think too much. I think too much about it, and I create these like, oh well, this is what should happen after this, so I'm going to pick this because this is what should happen, instead of just looking at the fucking match and being like, Rhea Ripley's most likely going to win. I'm like, well, what if this happens and it goes to this?
I look more at the story being told on the previous shows.
Yes.
More so than I do look at like, oh, this could happen, like I just did, right? Like, oh, Io and Stephanie would be a great match, and Rhea and Stephanie would also be they've been teasing that somewhat. But that's based off of previous shows. So I'm like, this could go this way, because it is, who does Rhea face if she wins? Well, they were already teasing her and Stephanie.
Yeah.
So it's and Stephanie, if she wins this Battle Royale, can literally face Rhea in Paris. So this can literally go so many ways.
Hear me out.
WWE right now, you can really do a lot.
You know they love moments. You know they love. Stephanie wins that Battle Royal, comes out at the end and stares at whoever's holding that championship at the end of Evolution. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Look at and I agree.
The biggest pop. Would the biggest pop be Stephanie standing across from Io, or would the biggest pop being Stephanie standing across from Rhea?
It's Rhea.
It's Rhea.
It's Rhea for sure. Yeah, it's Rhea.
That pop that they got when she stood next to her on that Raw, like she couldn't even talk. You couldn't even hear her talk right away. It took a minute,
All right, I change it back. Rhea's winning.
Final answer.
Boom.
Final answer. Rhea's winning.
All right. All right. God. That was pretty good. We swayed her back and forth there completely. She was going Rhea, almost no doubt we're going Rhea.
That's right.
I swayed her to Io, and then you swayed her back to Rhea. That's what we do here.
I just thought about that ending shot and them standing across from each other, and the pop would be insane.
Yeah.
Insane if it's Stephanie with Rhea standing across.
I agree.
I really just that off of that alone, I'm like, I think it's Rhea. I think she's winning.
Mm-hmm. Understandable completely. Look, and I agree with what you said at the beginning, Steph, when we were talking about this. I do think that the build to this show could have had more focus and could have been better. But regardless of that, I think this is going to be one hell of a show. I think the match, that's a good card. It's a strong card. I think we're going to get some surprises. We're going to see some legends. I just think this is going to be a really fun, really great show, and it's going to be a good way to cap off a rather large weekend of professional wrestling that we have coming our way. And I'm very excited about it. And it's, it took 5 or 6 years to get back here. Hopefully this becomes a yearly thing starting with this one, you would hope, or maybe even every other year, whatever you want to do. Hopefully it becomes more routine now that we got to this second one finally. But either way, I do think that this is going to be one of the major bright spots of the weekend, and I'm expecting this to be a very fun show.
They have enough women now that they can do this yearly. They can do this
Agreed.
yearly.
Agreed.
But if they do it yearly, just like any other PLE, I want them to put the time and the effort into promoting this, to building this, creating great stories along the way. One thing that Becky is very passionate about, because people will ask her about Evolution, and she always gives this answer that people don't expect, and it's because she's like, huh, and everyone's like, what do you mean, huh? And it's because she's always been very, very strongly opinionated in the fact that she wants women to have the exact same equal time on the main pay-per-views. They shouldn't have to have their own pay-per-view. They should be able to get just as much time as the men are getting on the pay-per-views, just as many main events on the main pay-per-views. Now, that is a dream. We all wanted to get there. It's obviously gotten better throughout the years. So to me, Evolution just gives us a chance to kind of see everybody and kind of see where, how far we've come. See some of these stars you don't get to see on Raw as much, or SmackDown as much. And so I do like Evolution for that. It's a showcase almost. It's like a celebration of women in wrestling. And so that's kind of how I view it. But we're never going to stop fighting for those women to be on those main cards just as much as the men, just as many matches, just as many main events, like whatever it might be. It's just as important. And they're just as talented, and it's sometimes more entertaining, in my opinion. So
yeah, fully agree.
Yeah. Sometimes their story, like this Becky Bailey Lyra thing, is I think the best storyline on Raw right now, top to bottom. Like, no doubt. Yeah. So I don't think you're wrong there. Absolutely, I think you said it perfect. I know we're into overtime. There's two other shows. We don't have to, if we, because I know it's getting late. We don't have to go deep into that. But Great American Bash is also Saturday during All In. Is there any matches that you guys are most looking forward to there? It's kind of some of those matches. It's kind of like you can tell they know they're going up against All In.
Yeah. I would say, I for that one, the Ricky Saints Ethan Page match to me is the only, is like the main match where I feel like the winner can go either way. I feel like the rest of the card, it's a pretty safe bet on who is going to win those matches. I think that'll be a good show. But
the tag match we talked about with Blake Monroe's debut is exciting.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, but that'll be about it. And then before we all get out of here, though, do you think Gunther's beaten?
That's really the only
stuff. That's all I need to know.
If he doesn't, I'm retiring from all things.
Okay.
Wrestling.
All right. I just want to.
I'm just gonna hang up. Hang up the podcast, Mike.
We don't have to deep dive into Saturday night's main event. That's really the only intriguing part.
I do think Roman Reigns is returning at Saturday night's main event. Roman Reigns will return and mess with Seth Rollins.
Is he going to attack Seth Rollins?
I think so. Because I think we're going to get Seth and Roman wrestling at SummerSlam. I don't think Roman's returning at SummerSlam. I think Seth and Roman will happen at SummerSlam. But
it needs to happen. It's a one-on-one that we have been wanting. I know they went against each other at Royal Rumble. But that was all, there was various means in that. And so Roman's never beat Seth one-on-one. And so I do feel that match has been culminating for years and years and years. Roman literally has PTSD from it, from the chair shot. I don't know. I think that's where we're headed, especially with Paul Heyman, especially the stuff Paul Heyman was saying on Raw. And Roman wouldn't dare, he wouldn't. But I'm like,
poking the wrong bear there, my guy.
Yep, and I think they can do it in a good way too, where maybe Roman takes out Seth, and it actually gets LA Knight a big victory over Seth, so he looks kind of stronger as well. I think there's a way you could do it, because they expect Seth's goons to be involved, and there's maybe a way you can do it where LA Knight looks good by getting a win over Seth because of Roman, and then you kind of get two birds with one stone. But we are into overtime. We are going to get out of here. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us. As always, please let the people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Yes, you can follow me on X at Stephanie Hypes. You can follow me on Instagram at Stephanie Hypes, and you can follow me on TikTok at Stephanie Hypes. That's pretty much it. I haven't been that busy in the wrestling realm. I've been stuck on like Love Island, so I apologize, guys. But that season wraps up on Sunday, so I can fully dive in. But no, I'm just busy at work. I have a lot of family stuff going on right now, so I just haven't been in it as much. But obviously Evolution came up, and then I was like, I probably should do a prediction show about this and talk about it. And you guys reached out, and I was like, my guys, I'm like, let's do this. Like,
have to.
If you are ever looking for a show to go on, just ask us. If you're like, I want to talk about, we'll make it work. But we are absolutely like, we got to talk Evolution with Stephanie. So it was a no-brainer on our end.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you again for joining us.
There. You guys know I'm a huge women's wrestling advocate. And have been for years. I would be there. I have to go and visit my grandfather literally that week, like that next day. And go check on him. He's 99 years old.
Wow.
So good for him.
Good life.
But I do fly back and forth a lot to check in on him. And so it's just been a little busy right now. I just don't have time. But I wish I could be there and support my women, but I will be supporting them from the sidelines and just cheering them on. So
I know you have to go, but he said he's 99. We just complained about being around 40. Does he ever go, I'm 99 years old? I don't know,
He thinks, okay, the crazy part about him, like his body is giving 99, his mind is giving like 82. So
love it.
That's been the hardest part of this. Is explaining to him, like he's like, why can't I walk? I don't understand why I'm in the wheelchair. Because in his mind, he's like, when we think about getting up, we just go, we don't think about it. We just get up. So for him, it's really mentally frustrating and draining because he cannot do these things. And I'm like, Grandpa, you're 99 years old. Like, he's just like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just like, I was like, but his mind is so sharp. And it's just like, he doesn't have dementia. He doesn't have any of these things. And so that's probably the hardest part is him not being able to do the things physically,
of course,
but having all the mental awareness. And so but he lives in California, and so I have to fly out there in a nursing home. I just fly out there to check on him. Me and my mom go check on him every month, basically, and take care of stuff, bills, check on the house, all the things. So but 99, and I'm complaining about turning old this year. Like,
I'm 39. In my mind, I'm 22 sometimes. And I go, what was I thinking? That was a mistake.
Yeah, 100%. But thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you taking out some time. And like Pluggo said, anytime you feel like chatting, you just ring our bell, and this space is open for you at any moment. So we mean that. You are one of our favorites.
We'll even bump people like Riccacino for you.
Yeah, we'll kick his ass out of here.
We don't. Yeah, Rick. I hope he sees it.
Rick.
Rick.
Rick. Be like, listen, buddy. All right, listen, bud. But no, I know. But we know you have to get out of here, so we appreciate you a lot, and hopefully we get to do this real soon.
Yes.
Love you guys.
All right, love you too.
Enjoy
Talk to you soon.
You too.
You too. Bye. That is the great Stephanie Hypes. Wonderful.
The only, the legend. I'm glad she was able to come on and hang with us and chat some Evolution. I know she was looking forward to it. We were looking forward to it, so it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I will tell you this: if Goldberg,
I just see Jepson say he quits if Goldberg wins.
I was just gonna say if Goldberg wins that world title, that will be the closest I come to ending everything. I think that will be the closest I come to it. I'm being honest, and I know we got to get out of here. We're over, but if Goldberg wins this fucking title,
yeah.
Because, can I tell you why I'm nervous?
Please.
Because I think that WWE, because of how they think, they are going to want the Saturday Night Wrestling day to end with people talking about them and not AEW.
And Goldberg. Yeah.
And how the fuck are people talking about them? By having
I don't even. So here's the other way that they could do it. If Goldberg beats Gunther and Seth cashes in immediately, I don't even want that. I don't even want that. I don't even want the idea, but I know that that's like a plan that they could implement if they. But just Gunther needs to just take care of business.
End it.
I think you were with Josh. I got home late, so I didn't hop into that one. But I hopped into the chat, and I was just like, Goldberg looked gas just walking down the ring.
God.
You get blown up. He's like, I only need 5 minutes. Yeah, buddy, that's all you got in you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get it. The guy's over the nostalgia thing, but it's clear he's not. I've always stated if you want to bring Bill Goldberg back and have him wrestle matches, that's fine. I don't know why every time he comes back it has to be for a world title match. They say this is his last time, but nothing's ever set in stone in wrestling. So what, is he going to retire if he wins? No. So
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Come on, Gunther.
I don't
The
know, man.
whole world's rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do think we are. I wouldn't mind the big moment just being Roman returning. I think that's a big moment. Have that be the talking point. I don't think we have to do anything fucking nutty here. It's pretty fucking standard. He's having his last match. Let him hit a couple spears. Let him hit a couple spears. Let him get a couple close 2 counts. Okay.
Gets choked
And
out.
that's it. All right. And then let Goldberg put him out to pasture. And then let him get his, okay, everybody, I'm out of here. Thanks. That's it. I have no problem with Goldberg having a last match. Was he ever my favorite on anything? No, but a guy of that stature and a guy that did what he did, as much as you don't like the guy, some people, you cannot deny how over this dude was in the Attitude Era for WCW. You can't deny it. I have no problem with him getting a last match. I have a problem with him getting a world title match for his last match. And if they even think about putting it on him, I will lose my mind. I will not.
And it's just because like the world title match thing, and I can hear, I can see Tiffany Stratton picked Trish Stratus. Yeah. But Goldberg matches have not gone super well over the last 5 or so that he's done. Trish Stratus at least shows that she could still give it a go, and she was wrestling pretty regularly for the last couple years. So yeah, I don't know. That's my main thing with Saturday. I think we might see CM Punk at Saturday Night's Main Event with the whole LA Knight Seth thing. So I'm intrigued there.
Oh, you think we see CM Punk there?
Well, because remember, LA Knight said hey, I'm the line, buddy.
Yeah.
And CM Punk don't take too kindly to people saying, get in line, buddy.
I agree. I
think there might be some interaction there on Saturday. That's about where I'm at with Saturday Night's Main Event. I know that they just announced that Solo and Jimmy's going to be for the U.S. title. I think Solo's going to retain that thing.
And then it's Drew and Randy, right?
And it's Drew.
Drew wins that probably?
Probably. I could see Drew winning that. He's back. So, yeah, I mean, Saturday Night's Event's going to be cool. If I'm not, let's just say you get not burnt out from All In, but you just watch 6 hours of wrestling, it could be something you catch later.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think anything major is going to happen at that one, but
yeah.
So that's the weekend. I mean, it's going to be crazy. I think there's wrestling. If you like any style of wrestling, I think you'll find it.
Something for everybody. Something for everybody.
And there's independent wrestling. The Ring of Supercard of Honor.
That's on Friday.
GCW has a big show Friday. Supercard of Honor's on Friday. I don't know enough about Supercard of Honor to speak on it, so I won't.
Well, I know the 2 title matches. It's at least Bandito is defending against Takeshita on the men's side, and then we have Athena defending against Thunder Rosa. So at least we have those 2 matches, which should both be good. That Takeshita Bandito match should be really, 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 really good.
Oh,
but
Seth better cash in. Yeah, if Goldberg was that title and Seth doesn't cash in, I would be pissed.
I just
to say it.
Not even gonna put it out there. Not even gonna put it out there. We're just gonna go and end the show.
Yeah, we're just gonna end on positive.
It's gonna go the way it should. Hangman is gonna win the AEW World Title. Because if he doesn't, irreparable fucking damage will happen to AEW. Irreparable. And then Goldberg's going to lose. Yep. Because if he doesn't, what the fuck are we doing? And then Evolution's going to, everything's just going to be fine.
It's going to be great. We're going to be sitting here Sunday night. Hey, all right. What a weekend.
Yep. We're going to get here next Thursday and we're going to be like, man, what a weekend of wrestling, and Raw ruled and AEW Dynamite ruled. Wow, this is great. We're not going to get on here next week and be like, what the fuck? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Don't worry. The Red Sox might trade a key piece again.
The Red Sox are winning games left and right.
I know. Just,
left and right.
All-star break.
Anthony, baby.
Boom.
Anyway, he's a legend already. He's crushing the ball. We have a 4-game series against the Rays. It's a big series. We won tonight. So let's keep it going. Next week, the Home Run Derby is on Monday. The All-Star Game's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
They announced the participants for the Home Run Derby. Some good names in there. We got Brent Rooker. We got James Wood. Acuna's doing it. We got some good names. We got some good names in there. That should be fun. I always love the Home Run Derby.
Junior Camilero. I don't want to say it.
First of all, it's Caminero.
Caminero.
Junior Caminero.
I'm not good with names.
Yeah.
Listen, if your name wasn't JPJ, I'd probably butcher it all the time.
It's fair.
Three letters. One word.
I don't even know if you know what my real name is, to be honest.
I do know what your real name is, Joseph Poulin Jr.
Wow, don't show that out in the air like that. What's wrong with you?
Oh, we've heard it on this stream.
Who the hell? No. Jazz. No. What? How dare you?
What? Oh.
Jazz Chisholm. All right, so we have
Pete Alonso's not doing it because he wants to enjoy the festivity.
Yeah. So we have the big thumper, Cal Raleigh. He has 36 home runs. He leads the league in bombs. So Cal Raleigh's doing it. James Wood is doing it. Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins is doing it. O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates is doing it. Junior Caminero, like you mentioned, with the Rays. Brent Rooker for the Athletics. Jazz Chisholm of the terrible New York Yankees. Those are the 8. Those are the 8. So it should be pretty good. So I was wrong about Acuna. It's not Acuna. But that's the Home Run Derby field. Should be fun. No, Acuna's doing it. Yeah, Acuna's doing it. I thought so. But it should be good. But anyway, we got some fun stuff also in Atlanta with everything that's going on in town this weekend. But yeah. So
yeah.
On that note, Pluggo, why don't you do the damn thing? Plug you, plug this show, plug yourself, and then I'll say goodbye and we can get up on out of here.
I am Pluggo. You can find me on all social media platforms. Search Pluggo. I pop up there. The show page, B2 Beards, on all social media platforms. So know what we got coming on, who's coming on, what we're doing, what's happening. Right there. Do that. Saturday morning, we pre-recorded on Wednesday night. That was part of my downfall for not watching Dynamite and everything else that happened. But For Exposure will be back at 10 a.m. We pre-recorded. We talked Prestige. We talked a little bit of the GCW stuff, jokingly, because we pre-recorded. But we have a lot of cool stuff going on there ahead of your all-in weekend / wrestling weekend. There's plenty of fun independent wrestling at 4 Exposure Pod there. And then all my writings are up on lovewrestling.ca. As they speak right now. I should, if I can get it done by the end of today, early tomorrow, have an article coming out previewing this said weekend.
Hell yeah. Love it. You guys know where you can follow me. It's JPJ Loves Gaming. You can catch me here on these Love Wrestling airwaves every Thursday nights, 8 p.m. right here with this guy right here, my main squeeze, the flagship show here at Love Wrestling Between Two Beards. And you can catch me every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. with Drew Nicholas for Firmly Inc., where we talk about more in-depthly AEW and WWE throughout the week and all that fun stuff. You can catch me over on bodyslam.net every Monday after Monday Night Raw, doing Raw Dogs, and every Wednesday following AEW Dynamite, doing Dynamite Up with our pal Jose on the air. And I streamed today, Pluggo, for the first time in a while. I started my UMass Dynasty. Holy shit, we are bad. 66 overall. Oh! It's going to be a lot. It's going to be, look, we're 2-0 though. We're 2-0.
Hey.
We have one of those is against an FCS team. It doesn't count, but we're 2-0.
You take it. You got to get the
take
4
what you
wins.
can get.
Yeah, you got to get
take
the
what
4
you can
wins.
get. Do you know that since 2009, UMass has 30 total wins? 30.
That's more than I thought.
That's 15 years. That's an average of 2 wins a year.
Yeah, I know. There were some years that they'd go solid 1-11. That's why I thought 30 was
more
high.
Than a few. More than a few. Try a handful.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
so-
They show you like the 20 years of history now when you sign the first. And I went back and I was like, oh my God, we have been so bad for a long time. But yeah, so I started streaming today, playing some college football. Today was the first day I got to really dabble with it. It is quite fun. So we're going to be streaming over the weekend in between all the wrestling because I do have the weekend off from work and all that fun stuff. So check me out over there as well. And then over on the Hive, our pal Josh Robinson, we have a little group Pluggos in there. Hopefully we'll start seeing him doing some stuff over there. And in the Hive. You can catch me twice a week with our pal CJ for the Swarm. And if you are watching All In, you are watching Evolution this weekend, and you want to watch along with some friends, myself and Josh and a couple of our pals over on a part of the Hive team will be doing watch-alongs for All In and Evolution this weekend as well. So if you want some company and watching your stuff, come watch it with us at the Hive. It's going to be All In starts at 4 a.m. for Josh. 4 a.m. It's going to. I'm sure he's going to be in a great mood.
Yeah,
in a great mood. It's going to be a fun watch. So come hang out.
Oh.
But other than that, Pluggo and I, we appreciate Stephanie for joining us. We still appreciate Riccacino.
Yeah, we do.
Even though he big timed us, we appreciate him. No, we love that guy. We're going to have him on real soon. We love talking to that guy as well. So we'll get Rick on here real soon. But thank you to Stephanie. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for all the likes and all the love tonight. Everyone enjoy this great, bountiful weekend of wrestling that we have ahead of us. And Pluggo and I will be back, same bat time, same bat channel next week to kind of talk about all the fallout from this weekend and all that fun stuff. So
there will be a
you
lot.
Guys, there will be. You guys know the drill. Say hi to Sue. Till next week.
Sue.
Peace out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans.